Oh. That shit would definitely be hype.
I need to see some Breaking Bad characters. All right, let's go.
You good?
Yo, we live? Yo, let's get it, man. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 143, the wide world of electronic sports is finally upon us. And I have to say here, friends, I am with some of my finest brethren that the fighting game community has to offer. In no specific order, just in the order of as I see them, I have the legendary Bam gaming specialist from Smash University. Bam, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Having a good time. You know, Evo's upon us, so I'm just happy to be out here, man. It's about damn time.
That's right. And of course, next we got Mr. Nasty Time. We got Charles Thorne, aka Chuck Nasty, man, coming all in, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Evo, like Bam pointed out, right around the corner. So it is prime time. We are going to see worldwide competition in all of our favorite fighting games. So I can't wait to see, which country is able to take which games. And of course, we got some new stuff like New Kids on the Block coming around the corner too. I mean, Multiverse just dropped, and its success is actually like mind blowing. I have a lot of faith in the game, but the numbers we're seeing on Steam are pretty ridiculous right now. So I'm really happy that the game is popping off as intended here, and of
Yeah,
course
no
Project
doubt
L
about it.
announcement today too.
That's facts, bro. We're definitely going to dive into that. And last but certainly not least, we got the platform fighting legend extraordinary himself, man. The legend known as Nakat. Nakat, talk to me. How you feeling today, bro? Oh, I think you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Can y'all hear him or am I tripping?
No, he's
No, he's
muted.
muted. He's
You're
definitely
muted. You're
muted.
muted.
I'm muted. Oh
Yeah.
snap! Hold on. Let me fix my stuff real quick. Skip me real quick.
Okay, we'll come back
Thank
around.
you, thank
Danny,
you.
how you feeling today, Danny? Talk to me.
Right, I got no complaints. You know, good to have you guys on. Feeling pretty good. Multiversus itself is got a lot of potential so far, so I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about it.
Oh yeah, you already know how it's gonna go, man. Multiverse, of course, been making some big waves, and I know that these shining faces right here on the stream with us have dove in, and they are kind of leading the pack on where the community I think is going to go, which is good. I couldn't think of any other better gentlemen to put, the games in the hands of the gamers. Excuse me. So, Nikat, are you good? Are you?
No, I'm not.
You're not I can, but I
Just
can hear you though.
you can hear me.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. You're good. You sound great.
Holy shit. Okay, then great. Yeah. Well, hello. My bad. This was a little tricky my setup, but no, we're good now. Thank you. It's good to be here. It's been a while since I've been here actually.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, glad to have you.
actually super long, but it's all good.
That's right.
I'm very happy with the way this game has actually taken off,
Mhm.
and honestly, I just want to see where it goes in the future.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. I think the more platform fighters, the better. Which is why I've gathered this extraordinary panel of individuals, very reminiscent of the Illuminati from Doctor Strange. That's how I'm kind of viewing this little episode right now. So, Charles, I actually want to dive in a little bit on you, man, because I feel like you're the only one who hasn't been on here. Of course, Bam and the Cat have a bit of history here on Shacknews, but why don't you go ahead and tell the community a little bit about yourself? I mean, of course, I know you, but the people at home might not. So dive in, brother.
Yeah, for sure. If you watch any competitive Smash Bros, you've probably seen me commentating. I'm really, ingrained into the Smash community, but as of recent, been diving out towards some other games. I've commentated a bit of Guilty Gear recently in the Series E for Esports Arena. Kind of getting into other FGCs as well. Just I'm looking into the horizon. Guilty Gear obviously changed the game with the netcode, right? So I'm super sick to get into that game as well as looking forward to Project L. But for my history, mainly just coming from Smash, competed in Smash back in like Brawl, back in Smash 4, and then moved on to commentating and coaching. So that's a lot of what I'm known for is my coaching, and like even for my commentary, it's more of like on the analytical perspective, or that's at least what I feel like my strengths are. So a lot of people know me for that, and then of course, hooking up with Bam here to create Smash University. Trying to bring the people an incredible amount of educational content. And along the way, I've been on teams such as TSM, Beast Coast or TSM for Smash coaching, and then Beast Coast more for like player manager, content manager type of thing, and now on Metafy as a content manager as well. Just kind of going more down that educational route, which is something me and Bam are very passionate about.
That's right. Professor Nasty, if you will. So
Professor Nasty, yes.
class is
Yes,
definitely
sir.
in session. And I'm glad you actually brought up Smash University because Bam, I actually want you to kind of dive in because I know you've been working on a lot of projects. I know you obviously work at Red Bull, so your hands are in pretty much everything, whether people know it or not. But what have you been up to since the last time we spoke here on Shacknews, my brother?
Yeah, so for the most part, of course, kind of we was talking about, right, Smash University, and it's something that we've always had a passion for on the education side, kind of really building up the space. It's something that we understood it as a passion product, but also a really great opportunity as collegiate esports continues to grow, right? We've seen a huge space there where we can kind of come in and find that niche and really help people out to learn the game that we love at a competitive level who can build opportunities for themselves, right, through the lens of the game. So that's kind of where we started from there. But also at the same time, had the great fortune to be on a like one of the earliest like alphas,
Mhm,
and was able to hear about a game that we now know as multiverses.
mhm,
And so we're like, hey man, let's build this content up, not only as a opportunity to push our passion, but even this kind of game that's on the horizon that we're really excited about.
mhm,
And if it all kind of follows through, then this is something where we can really build and do a lot of great things for. So
mhm,
ended up that Smash University by itself did great, and we're having opportunities both in some institutions who are interested in having us come and do some educational content for them. Then some some platforms are looking at that as well. And on the other side of the coin, with multiverses out and doing extremely well, it's like obviously to a Charles' point, it's been breaking. Just have insane numbers, man, and numbers that people have been dreaming of, right? And they are here and they are visible. So it's time for us now to kind of get into this great game and really be able to show people like that extra level, right? When it comes to the gameplay on our side, on the education side. So it's
yeah.
been great. It's been super fun. Obviously been, have my hand in the little things here and there, on the personal side, but this one's been a really big passion, and I'm just really excited to see how this unfolds.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I mean, you guys are taking people to school quite literally and figuratively. But on the subject of taking people to school and whooping some players' asses, man,
Oh
Nakat,
no.
man, Nakat, best Wonder Woman in the world, man. One of the most legendary. I can't even say Smash at this point. I mean, I feel like the whole platform fighting community just knows you at this point, man. I mean, look, if you ever walked into a tournament out there, Twitch chat, you're gonna find a cat in one or two areas, somewhere deep in bracket, somewhere practicing, or somewhere farming the money matches. There's only three places you're gonna find him before bed. The cat, talk to me. How you feeling, bro?
Man, so yeah, I mean, I'm side bet god, man. Shit, there ain't something else to do, man. You gotta go over and get them side bets popping. But
Get him, baby.
uh basically, Multiversus is really special
Mhm,
because it was a game that came out at a time where we were all pretty much locked at home.
mhm,
And when people heard the premise of what it was, it being a WB inspired platform fighter, nobody knew that this was even in the works, really.
mhm,
And so it was something that I didn't know that I wanted. So when it
mhm.
finally came out and I got to play it, I was like, "Oh shit. This is the first time I've played another platform fighter where I could genuinely say this is a good game. This
That's
is a
right.
game that I really want to play." I've tried so many. I've tried Icons, I've tried Nasby. Yeah, Rivals is actually really good, by the way. I enjoy that
Rivals is
game
very
a lot.
fun.
It's a very good game.
That's
But
right.
it's no shot to the other games, right? Because it's all up to your personal preference. Those games have loving communities, or in terms of Icons, had a loving community. But when it
Mhm,
really comes to it, personally for me, that was the first time it struck to me like, damn, this game is great. But then it takes it a step further
mhm,
because all the shortcomings that Nintendo and just basically have with Smash
mhm.
are all pretty much rectified in this new game. You
Right.
want playable online? You got it.
Boom.
You want rankings and leaderboards? You got it. You want cosmetics? You want constant roll-ins of content, constant patches, constant adjustments, a battle pass? Everything that you want has been packed into this game. And
Mhm.
so with Smash, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me to cut on my Switch and want to play because one, when you're playing online, you're playing a different game,
That's
straight
right.
up.
That's right.
Why the game that I need that my career is banking on
Mhm.
changes so drastically from offline to online, and they shipped it out.
Yep.
This is done. This is quality. Let's give this to the players. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta talk my shit a little bit because it's a passionate topic for me because I've been playing Smash for so long, as all of us, we grew up with it. And so for it to be as outdated on the player experience as it is honestly at this point just disrespectful, like a slap in the face. So to see multiverses immediately expand upon all those areas that are lacking while then delivering a very quality gameplay experience
That's right.
with a lovable roster, because let's face it, these characters in this roster are not game characters. They're not video game characters. They're
No,
from
they're not.
shows.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize the power that like television or cartoons or Game of Thrones is not even a cartoon. But you understand how much these things impact the culture here on the West. So to see it fit into a game as beautifully as it does,
Mhm.
it honestly just keeps me excited for the future as if we were getting the next DLC character for Smash. And to know that this is something that's going to continue for years to come. This isn't just Fighter Pass 1, Fighter Pass 2. This is yo, frequent rollouts of characters,
Right.
game modes, listening to the community, being vocal with the community. Tony's online every day answering people every
That's
day,
facts. That's
straight
facts.
up, like pure, pure godlike customer service that you just can't get from Nintendo. And so, Multiverses, in my opinion, is pretty much the highlight of my year because I didn't expect it to be as good as it is
Mhm.
before I had played it, and now seeing as how it's this good and seeing how everybody gets to experience it, I swear I only think it's up from here.
I think so too. Now, really quick, I know we have to we're gonna talk about Evo and stuff a little bit, but for those babies out there, now look, and I'm saying babies because you three specifically have been in like the fighting game space, the gaming space for a decade plus years. So there's some new kids out there that might not know y'all. Nakat, just give people just really quick kind of your history in the fighting game scene up
Ah,
until multiverses here, of course.
cool. So been professional in Smash Brothers. Poof. I want to say I went pro in 2011, but I started competitively offline in 2009 with Brawl.
Mhm.
And then I pretty much built and solidified my name in that game as one of the greats. I took over that skill set to Smash 4, found success in that game as well. Took it over to Ultimate, found success in that game as well.
Boom.
And so with Smash, it's it's always been a passion of mine. Love that
Mhm.
game to death. Love that series to death, and the memories that I've made along the way, and the people I've met. Whether you come from the Smash Four era, I have a huge love for the Brawl era, the most,
Same.
the
Same.
most.
That's right.
So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you come from Ultimate or Smash Four. You know, I got love for you in some way. But
Yep.
when it comes to the Brawl era, that was pretty much the origins of everything, and so I hold
Mhm.
that near and dear to my heart. And so you've definitely seen me, kicking ass, taking names multiple times, PGR'd. One best doubles team in Smash 4 with Void. So that's very nice. Still, my trophy's right over there. I cherish that trophy, man. And so, yeah, that's kind of my background. I've taken, I want to say, more of a turn into content creation at the moment
Sure.
because, to be quite blunt, Nintendo is not helping you pay bills whatsoever, and
No.
you just can't
Not a
live
lot
off
of
of
Mario coin.
Smash. Yeah, you can't just live off of Smash. Doing good in tournaments and doing good in locals, sadly. So you know what? Content creation is the wave, and if you're not on it, you definitely should get on it. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, and that's who I am.
Nice. And you guys brought up a really good point. I think one thing that all three of you share in common as well with multiverses is, the community outreach and making sure you're listening to the people that are working with you or who want to work with you. I don't think there's ever been a time where I bumped into any of you at events and it's been I don't got time to talk or I don't got time to listen to it, whether it is personally or in the competitive space. Like I still feel like the door is always open. And speaking of somebody else that has kind of changed things up and now they have a better outlook on the community. Evo 2022 is upon us here, friends. It's finally back in person after doing, I think, a Evo or two online. The last one that we were all together with was 2019.
Mhm.
Um, let's talk about it, man. We got 9 official titles. Of course, Smash, the game that we all grew up on, is not there. That was a Nintendo thing. That wasn't necessarily a Sony thing from what we have all found out. But there is a free to enter multiverses bracket and just recently announced a free to enter Rushdown Revolt bracket. Fellas, talk to me. How we feeling about going into Evo this weekend?
I
Dude, I
feel
mean,
yeah, you Bam can go.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like I feel I'm excited, man. I mean, the big thing for me, obviously, currently I'm here right now at the event we're doing called the Gear Project, and it's really a boot camp for a lot of these players, right? So yeah, but it's being done by Apology Man, but it's like you have like Latif is here, Leffen's here, Daru's here, right? Flash is here, Hotashi's here, Super Noon, just all these stellar players, right?
Mhm.
And it's crazy because it's we talk about going from 2019 to 2022. And it's like
Yeah.
you look at 2019 and no one was thinking about anime fighters in the way they do now. And now all of a sudden it's like you have Guilty Gear, which is the number one by a significant margin
Mhm.
for going into Evo 2022. So I think that's really exciting. I think it's also a great change of the guard. Shouts to Rick, shouts to we have Walter, Ratha, like the great team over there at Evo, RTX, right? Those guys are really making stuff happen. And I think one of the cool thing is we have this kind of new form of Evo. We have these fighting games now that are becoming better products, right? Better packages. And we have MultiVersus out and we have Project L on the horizon, right? We
Yep.
have Street Fighter 6 on the horizon.
Yep.
To me, this is a not only a return to form for the FGC, but really this is where we potentially take this step into potentially being a tier 1 esport. And that's kind of what excites me. I think this is like the beginning of that. If we continue in the pace that we are with the games that we are, where with just better packages overall, like we could see that happen where we can now play whatever fighting game we want, or like at least one of the key ones and be in a place where we can make a living for ourselves. So I'm so excited for Evo 2022, man. This is something that I've been waiting for over a decade to see this kind of level, right,
Yeah.
of things on the horizon. And I haven't had this excitement since probably my first Evo, right? So I'm here for it, man. I'm here early, man. I'm already in Las Vegas, baby. So
Wait,
I'm
listen,
here for it.
the crew used to be Tuesday to Tuesday, but it looks like it's Monday to Tuesday for Bam, man. Now let's
Mhm.
actually it's funny. I'm really glad you brought that up because I felt like Evo was always supposed to be not only just a tournament but a celebration of fighting games. And I felt like after Combo Breaker and then CEO, like that sort of camaraderie that's in those two events, the DNA. There was a hard drop off at Evo with that. Like there were no panels, very minimal cosplay, very minimal things to do. It's Las Vegas, so like once you drown in pools, it's like you just get out and go drink and just party, or you stand around and watch your favorite player play. But Rick has it set up this year to where you can really, if you don't know anything about fighting games, this is the centralized hub, the one-stop shop for 3.5 days technically to learn everything it is about fighting games. So Charles, as somebody who likes to lean a lot into like the educational aspect of what gaming is, how do you feel about Evo going in this week? You're not no commentary, nothing to do. You're just kind of there doing your thing. I know this is kind of rare for you, but how you feeling about going into this?
I'm feeling great. Like Bam was saying, it really does feel like a new era, like a dawn of a new era where we're finally the FGC, or like the fighting game community, and even just the developers for the fighting games, like the packages, the product of the fighting games, it's finally catching up to what it should be today in terms of just like the player experience, right? So now we're finally, oh wow, I can go online and I can play good online. And I mean, I think Guilty Gear, like I said earlier, really changed the game in that sense, where it's like if you don't hear the word rollback, like most people aren't even going to get the game anymore, right? It's like the magic word rollback. If you don't got it, then see it.
That's
Like,
facts.
Buzzwords. That's fact. Fact.
right.
Fact.
And I mean, obviously, there's good rollback and bad rollback, but
Sure.
nonetheless, people probably aren't even going to really invest into something that doesn't have rollback, because now there's starting to finally be fighting games with good player experience. Now, multiverse on top of that, free to play. You know what I mean? Now we're breaking the barrier of entry, right? Oh, you like this IP and you just want to try the game out for free? Boom. Plus, it has a good net code. Boom. Now, these are all these big check marks that we didn't have before to really even have the possibility to go into being even into consideration for a tier 1 esports. Those check marks are finally being checked, and we're finally entering this new era, right? And even with Project L, they announced that it's going to be free to play. I know I've played a bunch of other Riot games like League of Legends and stuff, so it's something I expected, but I still think it's a very big deal in terms of announcement, right? Where it's like, okay, this fighting game, it's essentially a lot of I feel like a lot of the FGC is looking at Project L like, yo, this is the future kind of thing. And the fact that it's confirmed free to play, it's another check mark being hit, right? Along with all the good net code that was announced before. So
Yep.
again, the FGC as a community is coming together alongside with the developers, and we're finally hitting these check marks. And like Bam said, it took a while to get to that point because we weren't working with a lot in terms of resources, but we got here, right? So it's really sick to see everyone come together, and it does feel. I have that layer of excitement, like Bam was saying, because it feels like something new is along the horizons, right?
That's right.
And I'm particularly looking forward to this Evo as well, because since I'm not going to be busy with Smash, I can explore the event, hang out with more people, check out the different panels. I really want to experience and even like check out the different fighting games, check out the artists or like the vendor area, right? And I'm even looking forward to the announcements, because all of these
Right.
games are going to announce like really big characters. Like
Yep.
which character is going to get announced for MultiVersus Evo? What character is going to get announced for Guilty Gear, right? Like there's even for Street Fighter 6, there's so much potential. And even maybe whole new titles are going to get announced at Evo. And
Mhm.
on top of all of that, we get to just watch really sick gameplay, and we get to play the different games. Me and Bam are competing in Multiverse. We actually are competing in, and I haven't competed in Evo in a super
It's
long
been a
time.
while, hadn't it?
It's been a while. I think
I'm
the very
excited.
first Ultimate Evo was the last Evo I competed, which was like the last one we
The only
had.
one. Yeah.
Right. But even then, it was like, I don't know. It's just competing's fun. What, like, no matter what point in your life you're at, like obviously some points in your life you're taking the competition a little bit more serious than others, but no matter what, I think competition is always a good way to self-reflect and grow and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited to compete at Evo and just really experience Evo overall, and I'm ready to go into the wild west in a sense of this new era, right? Where I feel like the FGC is like really gonna flourish, in my opinion.
That's facts, man. Now, Nakat, we on the subject of people who are wearing multiple hats, I know we talked about the 3 areas that we could find you at any tournament, but most notably, the main objective for you at a tournament, of course, is as a top professional player to place as well as possible. But since multiverses, man, you've kind of like taken on a community leader role, which I know isn't uncommon for you. I mean, everybody knows you in Smash, but like you're like one of the voices in multiverses right now. You have a big say on kind of where things go culturally. What are your thoughts kind of going into Twitter, or I almost said going into Twitter. Don't ever go into Twitter, going into Evo. I mean, you're going in obviously as a player. I know you want to do well. I know you. Okay, you got the look. I said this is Final Form the cat, but you're also a community leader. So like, how you feeling going into it?
Dude, it's so conflicting because on one end, with wanting to do well, I don't know. You could always tell yourself, "Yeah, man, I'm just gonna have fun with it," blah blah blah. But once you sit in the chair and the set starts, I don't know. It's like some tiger instinct activates immediately, and that whole "Yeah, man, I'm just gonna lay back and have a good time" just goes away. It's like, "Oh, now you gotta go." But when it comes to the whole community leader aspect, I don't know. I don't try to forcefully fit those shoes. I think
Sure.
those things kind of naturally just happen. I think it comes alongside with your passion. People can pretty much, if you ooze passion for something, people can feel it. And I think
That's
if they
right.
feel it, it resonates with them and they can like respect that. And it's pretty much, I want to say personable. It gets to a personable point
Mhm.
where they can see things in you, maybe certain qualities, right? And so people latch on to that. And I think that's cool. I try not to. So when it comes to this, I have this whole thing against Bugs Bunny right now. I'll use this as an example because I
Uh-huh.
think he's absolutely broken, like
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely busted,
He is
and
silly.
I want to see patches for him, right? And so there are people that agree with me, obviously, and I know there's probably people where I've changed their mind because it's me saying it. But then you have people that are angry because they're like, "You're gonna get this character gutted," blah blah blah, and I'm just like,
Oh.
"No, no." If something is unhealthy for the game, I'm going to say something about it. If Wonder Woman was absurdly broken, I would say something about it. You can choose to believe that or not. That's up to you. But I would make it a point because at the end of the day, if something is absurdly unbalanced, then I think that it needs to be worked on because, I mean, let's face it, we've been through this time and time again already. We're
Yeah.
going through it right now in Smash. But there's no developers that want to do anything about it. Here, we have someone that constantly wants to improve the game. And so I'm not saying Bugs Bunny's going to make players quit, but he does frustrate a lot of people. And he is over centralizing the leaderboard, whether you want to admit it or not. So I think being able to have that voice and that voice of reason is really cool. And I appreciate, people trusting in my word when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I just try to do my best. I'm going to make misjudgments,
Sure.
obviously. I'm going to make misjudgments.
Right.
But that's the beauty of being human. You grow, you learn, and you continue to strive to be better each and every day, of
That's
course.
right.
So
That's
I
what it's
like
all
it.
about.
I like it a lot. It's cool, and I just want to keep pushing the game as hard as I can to open up more opportunities for more people that join.
Yeah, and I think like regardless of if you choose to wear that hat or not, I think people just naturally kind of look to you because there's one thing, and I think we've all kind of shared this together. When we all kind of joined the scene, like we had a generalized idea of what we wanted the community to be, not even just from a personal sense of like where I want my career to go. Because I mean, let's be honest, 5, 6 years ago, we all wanted to make a living off of Smash, but we realized that's not possible. But it seems like now with multiverse is kind of giving people that opportunity. Sometimes people complain about things for so long that when it's finally bestowed upon them, then they go quiet. They go
Yeah.
just dead in the night, radio silence. You don't hear anything about it. But with you guys, I wouldn't necessarily say complaints. You guys have been vocal, and I think because of how long you've been in the community, you have every right to be vocal the way you guys are. But it's not enough to talk the talk. You guys have honestly walked the walk as well too, creating content, getting in bracket, and just really showing people what the platform fighting community specifically has to offer.
Yeah. I feel that a lot. And yeah, it's like I want to say like a two-way street in terms of like being able to have that voice and then the community, of course, responding to it.
Mhm.
And I think the beauty of people is that people think differently. I think if we all thought as a hive mind, it would be very boring. Life would be pretty
Right,
boring, right?
right.
So when I do see someone have a differing opinion, like in my YouTube comments, especially now that my YouTube has been blowing up, I've been trying to make it a point to comment, even if it's a little comment, comment on every single comment that
Mhm.
someone posts. And through doing that, I've actually learned that while you're going to find some garbage in there, not gonna lie,
Yes, you are.
you are.
Yes,
You
right.
actually find some people, whether they agree with you or not, bring up really valid points and really good points. And it
Mhm.
offers a lot of different perspective that I can then take into like the next thing I decide to talk about. And so I just like being able to learn from people as well. And I think that's what's going to continue to actually help the game prosper and help it grow
Mhm.
in the healthiest sense possible. So it's super dope to me. I love the community engagement factor, like just period in anything.
That's right. Now let's transition really quick from one free to play platform fighter to another free to play traditional fighter. Let's talk Project L. Now, as long as I've known you guys in this community, Project L has been a topic of conversation. It's always been like hush hush. It's been whispers. It's kind of just been like kind of backroom talk. Nobody's really actually dove in on it. But today we got some. Yeah, I think it was today. Today we got some pretty decently like, what I'm saying, film footage. From one of the developers. Gentlemen, I know Multiverses is the one. Like this is the one that's bringing us all together. What's Project L going to be to the community? And feel anybody can jump in on this. But what do you guys feel like Project L is going to be to the fighting game hemisphere?
Oh man, Charles, if you want to go, we both like League. I don't know who likes League in here, but I'm definitely down to talk about this. But I don't want to steal
Okay,
the mic.
let's get it.
Yeah, I think the crossover potential is insane. Riot, or I mean, Riot in general, but League is the biggest esport we currently have, so competitive esport. So I feel like there is going to be a ton of crossover where people will just try the game out for free. It'll be free to play, right? So you'll be able to try it out, and I think it's really like multiverse. I think the IP is stronger for multiverse. So in terms of really like late game potential, I think multiverse has more potential than uh, Project L. But in terms of like esports, I don't know how much Riot wants to commit to Project L in the world of esports. But maybe in the department of esports, maybe Project L could have more potential than multiverse in that department. But even man, even just the idea like I know we want to talk about Project L, but the fact that multiverse is 2v2 centric, I think that's another reason why it's blowing up
Yeah,
so much because it's
yeah,
like, oh, I playing this game, I like it. Oh, I have a homie, like, yo, we should team and we should, play.
Yeah.
And I think you can bring a lot of people in like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, regardless, I think Project L is going to change the game no matter what because I mean, the IP is so incredibly strong. There's so many cool characters in League, and I think a lot of people, even if you don't currently play League of Legends now, most people have at least tried League of Legends. So I think that's enough to
Hmm.
pull a ton of people into the FGC and like a whole new crowd. I feel like for Melee how people will be like, "Oh, you're a doc kid, right? Like you came in during the
Wow.
doc,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like that." I feel
yeah.
like it's gonna be kind of like that, where it's like, "Oh, wow, like you came into the FGC through Project L kind of thing." I think we're gonna have like this huge new
Different
audience,
newbies.
or like
Mhm.
a whole nother like sub community kind of thing, like come into the main community, and I think that's just going to be really good for the FGC in general. And I feel like a lot of people like assist fighters, so that's another big check mark.
Yep.
And the game, like just a little bit of gameplay we saw so far, I mean, it just looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about that. What about you, Bam?
So good. I mean, yeah, I mean, in terms of like Project L and multiverses, like I think it is a both are going to do just phenomenal things for the FGC overall, right? I think one of the big things here is for those of you who are unaware, right? A lot of the people from Player First Games are ex Riot people, right? There's quite a bit of people that come from Riot, and they've also had spent their time Sony Santa Monica as well. So these guys have history, right? It's not just kind of like some just random studio that just like all of a sudden just like randomly struck like struck gold. These guys have the skill set, they have the vision, and you could see it in the polish and expertise in the game in the first place, right? And to the point that kind of was made, like just the same way, you're going to see the free to play. You're going to see the overall polish of the game. You're going to see the quality server based rollback, right? All those kind of things are going to be there, so that's going to be amazing. Um, I do agree with Charles that you're going to see a lot of people that are going to come in, just a huge influx of people who are essentially going to be like the Riot babies or the Riot kids that come through. I mean, you see how team fighters are. Team fighters are sick. They're exciting.
Yep.
I mean, some of the greatest times. I mean, even when people talk about the greatest moments in Evo, right? A lot of them fall under, obviously, on the Capcom side, they're going to look at the Street Fighters and stuff as well. But then people want to take like the heart of it all, right? A lot of times it's Marvel, right? We talk about Marvel day in day out, right? And so I think with that team fighter mechanic, you're going to see just a lot of that unfold where people are going to be really excited. Also, people have a lot of love for a lot of the champions when it comes to League. So being able to see your champions in that kind of scale, right? I mean, let's talk about it, right? When we look at League, how do you usually see these characters? Doing some weak ass animation, like from the top down, right? They look like
Bird eye
it just looks
view.
whack. Yeah,
Yeah,
bird's eye
really what?
view.
Tell 'em,
Imagine
baby.
seeing
Tell
your
'em.
full character that you're excited about, passionate about, moving like just moving insane, like moving like a Magneto, right? Like that's crazy. Like I'm seeing Echo do all this stuff, like that's sick. So I think to me, off that alone, for people who've been starved and they haven't seen that level of animation and care on these characters, because the main game from which they all spawn from, it just is not that it's not quality anime. You don't play League for quality animations. You're not playing League for these big crazy character models, right? You're not seeing that in that scale. So I think that alone is going to be insane. How many people are just going to be like, dude, I just want to watch the game because I want to see my favorite champion do some sick shit that I'll never get to see otherwise, right? Like that alone
Yeah.
is huge. But then like again, that's also kind of what you get from multiverses as well, where it's like these characters that have never been in video games, like to Nakat's point, right? And then all of a sudden you see Bugs Bunny like playing in a way that is incredible. It's not just like, oh, we have this character and it's Bugs Bunny and then he does this kind of stuff, these moves, right? It feels like they took Bugs Bunny and whole his charm and all the kind of aspects of his game, like or like all aspects of his show, and forced it into this video game, right? And you get that from a lot of the characters. They have the passion, they have the charm. I mean, we're talking about LeBron James going against Arya Stark. We're talking about LeBron with the meme. He's got the hands out, dude. He's got the
Yo,
freaking
can you
belt. He's
repeat that,
got the
man?
oh
Repeat
man. I
that,
mean,
man.
talk about it,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I said,
That's
man. I see
crazy.
it.
It's crazy, right? Like it's just that kind of stuff is what is going to bring people in. Free to play is going to bring people in. Server based rollback netcode is going to bring people in, and we see those things. So, dude, like I talked about it like earlier on, and I'm gonna say it again, man. Is we are literally on the cusp of a new age for the FGC, and as long as these games do what they need to do and kind of continue to move forward as they are, we're continuing to see that. We will continue to see that. I think Strive was kind of like one of the first to do that in our space as in terms of mainstream, and we've seen the changes. Like, look at it, right? And we're going to continue to see more of that. We also have an FGC now that is more likely to try different games.
That's
Before
right.
this was not the case. Before
That's
it was
very true.
purely Capcom, and Capcom was Beyonce, and everyone else was a freaking sideshow, right? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
I mean, right? Like it is what it is, dude.
Renaissance, baby.
So like now it's a new time, right? And while unfortunate for somewhat unfortunate for Capcom, but I do think that it ended up getting them in the proper trajectory they need to be with Street Fighter 6, which overall should be a dub for them, right? Because
That's right.
already even that game seems to be moving in a better way. Again, seeing devs who are passionate about their game interact with their communities, right? That are making these games that are accessible is going to lead to great results for everyone in our ecosystem, not just the devs, not just these publishers, but that's going to be for us here in the scene, whether it's the players, whether it's the tournament organizers, whether it's the people making teams, right? Because now teams can actually have some value. I mean, a lot of these teams that they have out here, I mean, even for some of these big scale games, but definitely for FC, sometimes is
Oh, snap.
Mid speech.
Dang, man.
Nintendo got him.
They didn't want to hear
He said, "Mamma
that.
mia, this guy is crazy."
He's back.
All right, let's try and get him back in here. One second.
Mario pulled the plug on Bam. He said, "Mamma mia."
Was I talking too much, man? Is that what happened?
Hey, you
I
spitting
think you
facts,
got
man. They
bodied.
had to get you out.
Dang, man.
They had to get you out, huh?
They out here to get me, bro. Jeez.
You set
I'm
the
sorry,
booth on fire,
man.
boy.
I just had to talk, man.
I think you bring up some good points, though. Everything's looking pretty good as far as both games are direction-wise. Do you guys think there's any red flags or anything that you are concerned about involving MultiVersus, or what you see in the project, though, something that they should probably try and avoid moving into, full development and production and getting out the door?
Yeah, Nakat, I'll let you jump in on this one as well, because I know you know the game from more of a back end and a front end thing, which again we've talked about it being really good. But have you expressed anything like, "Hey guys, as somebody who's been around forever, I'm just kind of noticing some things. Maybe we can rework it, tweak it. Maybe we can change our approach." Talk to me, man.
So two things about MultiVersus that I was afraid of is
Mhm.
balance. I was afraid of characters getting gutted.
Okay.
Historically in Smash, there are certain characters that have gotten completely gutted, and then there are characters that got unnecessarily buffed. I made a video on this where I feel like they throw a dartboard, and they throw a dart at the dartboard, and they pretty much decide, okay, we're gonna nerf buff this character. That's it. They don't actually look into the core issues of characters. They just choose at random. Whereas in MultiVersus, everything is very much targeted and transparent. The only issue is that because so many people are allowed to give their voice on this thing, and the team's very receptive to everyone. At the beginning, I was very afraid that, okay, if this guy continues to lose to Arya Stark, is he going to want Arya Stark nerfed because she's broken or because he keeps losing to her? And so I didn't want people to get characters pretty much bodied just based off of that. Thankfully, not only is the team very aware of this, but they're also actually very good at the game themselves. So they can interpret whether something's actually an issue or something's a skill issue. You know what I mean? And that's what I was afraid of, because it is nice to be very very in talks with the community. Very receptive. But at the same time, you also have to be very careful about that, because if you let those influence all your decisions and actions, then ultimately that might end up hurting the game. However, seeing as how they're moving now, I'm not too worried about that. I feel like the team has it pretty much under wraps. Now, the thing with Riot is I don't know how receptive they are to the community complaining about a character. Even when it comes to balanced patches in League, sometimes I'm confused. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they got it. And so with a fighting game, this is kind of new territory, right? Because you can't balance a fighting game the same way you would balance a MOBA. It's a completely different beast.
That's
And
right.
since they are now jumping into this venture, I would hope that a lot of respected talent throughout the FGC genre, not just Street Fighter, not just Guilty Gear, not just DNF Duel, I'm talking about all over, right? Some of the best and brightest minds in the scene, even from the platform fighter genre, which is a different form of fighter, but I still think should be respected in its own right. And of course, there are going to be people that jump from platform fighters to play this 2D fighter. So
That's
I'm
right.
thinking if you get as many minds as possible and you put them together to ensure that balance is not only very important, but is also handled in the correct way, the chances of your game succeeding go that much higher. And the beauty of the free to play model is that it's accessible to everybody.
That's
One of
right.
the biggest things that has always limited players getting into fighting games is the fact that they're hard to learn,
That's right.
especially when you have different combo routes and everything. Like, they're difficult to learn. Losing in them sucks. It's a lot
Ironically
faster.
expensive.
Yes, and they're expensive.
True.
$60. This is without the season passes and buying
Mhm.
all the stages and everything that comes out later. So
That's
the
right.
thing is that the free to play model now allows people to get into the game and you have a choice. You either play the game for free and you don't buy anything, or you buy these cosmetics. You buy this character, which of course most free to play games should have a way to get characters with just in-game currency that you have to grind for.
Facts,
So I'm
facts.
hoping that's in the league game too. But the thing is, like all the cosmetics and stuff to look pretty, you don't have to have those. You want them, but you don't have to have it. It's up to you.
No.
But see, the reason why free to play succeeds so well is because that initial price is gone,
That's right.
right? And so you make people a fan of your game for free,
Mhm.
and then you add in little sprinkles of content throughout, the game's life. You're gonna end up eventually making way more money than than a game that's base price is $60. But the thing is for some people, it's hard to pay that initial $60 immediately just to
Right.
get into a game. Sometimes you have to let them trickle in and pay money over time, and either ends up being $60 that they spent anyway, but over time, so it's more manageable, or you end up spending $400 on League of Legends, and before you
Mm.
know it,
Yep.
whoa, when did I spend 400? Wow, and it
Right,
doesn't even
right.
feel like you did it.
Yep.
Right. Now,
That's the dangerous part.
it
Yeah,
is. It's very
yeah,
dangerous. And yeah, I think you bring up a really good point. The whole like, I'm basically paying to get my ass beat, for so many weeks to months until I get good.
Mhm.
Unlike, racing games or other genres of games where like, after about a couple days, you kind of got the hang of it, whatever.
yep,
Like you could have a completely different experience. Like let's say take Tekken, for instance, where I'm in arcade mode. I got 10 matches, then I fight Heihachi, then I fight, whatever the ugly monster thing at the end is. It could be Jinpachi, whatever. You get accustomed to that experience and then you get online, it's a completely different environment. But let me
absolutely.
ask you guys this now. You guys have been around a long time. You guys have been to a handful of CEOs and Evos and combo breakers and all these other hybrid tournaments. We've seen kind of the chokehold that Capcom, that I'm glad you brought that up, Bam, that Capcom and of course Namco with Tekken and stuff have. But we got some new kids on the block, like again, Project L and Multiverses. Do you see a shift in power soon? I mean, I know they're not thinking of it like that. I know they're just trying to get that game up and out the best way they can. But when we look at the numbers that Multiverses just did and what the potential numbers because of what we have to base off of Multiverses that Project L might do you see a shift in power coming pretty soon between Tekken and Street Fighter versus Multiverses, Project L, and whatever else?
I mean, I'll say it right now. I don't think that Street Fighter and Tekken are going to be able to compete with Multiverses and Project L. I think
Talk
that
your shit, Bam. Talk it.
I don't even think it's shit talking, dude. I'm sorry to say. I just think
Let's
it's
hear
just
it.
like it's a logical progression, right? Like a lot of these games, like they just don't have like already, right? They they usually don't have the same install base, right? Now
Mhm.
they're kind of trying to leak ink into that a bit more, but being the free to play, having these servers, the characters that you're looking at, right? At the end of the day, I love Ryu, right? I love Ryu. I like Akuma. I like Onel.
They all right.
Like Sagat. They sick characters. To me, they're sick characters. But guess what? Not everyone knows them. But you know what? A lot of people will know. They'll know a Bugs Bunny. They're gonna know a Superman. They're gonna know
Facts.
Wonder Woman. Right? You know, on the other side of the coin for gaming, they're gonna know a Echo. Right? They're gonna know all the lead characters. Right? They're gonna know. They're gonna know something. And so it's just
Facts.
it's competing with that is just like and the scale of money being put into these games. Like we have to remember, right? Like
Riot
Player
has
First Games is a
bread.
smaller space.
Oh,
It's just like the developer itself is
mhm.
small,
Yep,
but WB Games,
bread.
massive money. Bread, right?
Also
Right.
bread.
Yes. Then
Yeet.
you're talking about Riot. Bread on top of bread, right?
Both.
You like
Both.
competing with those when you're looking at now you're Capcom, Bandai Namco. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, like that's a gap, bro. And you have people who are at the helm know what they're doing, right? Street
Mhm.
Fighter 6, they have people who know what they're doing. Harada knows what he's doing. They're doing great, but
That's right.
they don't have the same amount of resources, right? They don't have all these additional tools as well. So I just think that's just going to be hard. One thing I do think, though,
Mhm.
I will say that works in the Street Fighter and Tekken's favor, and it actually goes to that previous question you were asking the cat about the problems I see with these games. 'Cause ironically, I think there's one that will plague both Project L and Multiverses,
That's right.
and I think it is being spectator friendly. I don't think
Oh,
right now those games are spectator friendly. I think team games tend to be hard for a lot of people to track unless you are in the fighting game scene.
That's
If
right.
you're in the fighting game community, you can track it because you already know the basis of a standard 1v1 and all that stuff, right? To some people, that in itself is extremely complex. Adding in an additional character on each team,
Mhm.
it's hard for a lot of people to follow that, right? So
Facts,
that's
facts,
one
facts.
thing. And then it's like some of the sheer speed that some of these characters are be able to move at a team game, right? You're looking at multiverses, it's insanely fast, even 1v1. But
That's
then
right.
you add the two characters, like they technically had to slow the game down because the
Yeah.
game's so fast and it feels amazing to play, right?
Yes, it does.
But that is always going to be something that's going to be hard to track. And
Mhm.
then and there's only so much of that gap that can be compensated for
Sure.
by people learning the game. At a certain point, it's just still too fast, right?
Mhm.
And it's going to be like, what are you? I mean, of course, I know they're going to have a spectator mode, right? It's like, what are they going to do in a spectator mode? What things are you going to put there to make it easier and more digestible, so someone
Mhm.
can walk by and understand what's going on? Because some of these games, like, it's going to be hard for you to really understand, and that's part of the charm of fighting games, right? Fighting
Mhm.
games, the charm about them usually is I can look at a screen and know someone's punching someone in the mouth, right?
Yeah. True.
If I try to do that for League, can't,
I don't know what the hell's going on
right?
in the league. I
I
just
don't
hear
know what's going
clicking
on.
and commotion.
I don't know what's going on until someone explains to me. And even then I'm like, okay, I need to explain more and then explain more, right?
That's facts, man.
They got him again.
Bam, with they got him. They
X is
said,
Why every
brother,
time this man?
He's getting him, dog.
he can't get away with this.
Yo,
Bam,
Capcom,
you
is that
preaching
y'all?
too
Like,
hard.
what's
Bro, I don't know what's going on, bro.
You're preaching too hard, bro.
Bro, this is actually getting me tight. What is happening, man? I
Uh-oh.
can't speak. I can't speak, man.
You got too much power
Jeez.
influence. They got your phone tapped, bro.
Dude, I don't know what's happening on this thing. But yeah, man. Basically that's I mean that's the big things for me, man. I think that these games, they need to be able to solve that pitfall of how do we make these games more digestible to the average viewer. If they can do that, then I think these games are unstoppable. But they will have a challenge there because Tekken and Street Fighter are far easier to digest than those
They are.
games.
They're a much easier game to
Without
follow.
question.
Oh
Without
yeah,
question. So
easily, man.
mhm.
Now, Charles, let me ask you this. So, we brought up some really good points. The whole thing about things being free to play and, making sure that it's as accessible as possible and that
Right.
as we are playing, there's more, avenues for people to learn, whether it be in game or maybe they have to venture off to YouTube, subscribe to Smash University, of course. Um, let's talk about it, man. I mean, you have been a coach, for quite some time, so you have seen players go from down here, or maybe they've already been up, but they've gone to new horizons. How important is it to have that free to play experience at the ground level for a person to learn and get in?
It's really important. I mean, even just the in-game guides and stuff like that. MultiVersus tutorial is really good.
Mhm.
That kind of stuff is very, very important because someone that's like, oh, I'm here just because of the IP. I'm here only because I really like Batman. And
That's right.
then it's like never played a platform fighter. That very first tutorial is going to be such a. It could be the make or break if that player uninstalls the game or not, right? Like,
Mhm.
oh, like this feels weird, like I don't like it. Could be feelings that you get when you have no idea what's going on, what resources are available to you and stuff like that. So I think that transition is so important, and that's why even just the amount of content out there for the game as well, like after that first tutorial, it's like, okay, I know all the bases of the game, like how do I understand these characters, right? And even like I don't know if it's to the point where it's like maybe they want to have maybe like these little intro guides like
Mhm.
programmed within the game, right? Stuff like that. I think could help, but obviously takes a lot of work and there's so much other things that go into the game. So it's like I understand why they don't have that. But that's why even like what kind of content is out there for YouTube for like these new players and stuff like that could help a lot because past that first tutorial you kind of lock in on a character. This character like feels good. I want to commit some time into the character. Then that's when the venture into YouTube goes, right? Like how to combo with X or Y, how to play X or Y. And I think right now, content. I was actually talking to Void about it earlier,
Mhm.
and I used to manage Void's YouTube channel,
That's right.
especially at the start of Ultimate. So obviously, Void's YouTube channel is more developed now. So we expected the numbers for Multiverse to be better. I don't currently manage his YouTube anymore, but I still like talk to him about it and just like look at the numbers and stuff, right? And it's interesting because right now, Multiverse's numbers are better than Smash Ultimate's numbers on launch. if you look
Yeah.
at Smash Ultimate as a whole, like look at what numbers those they were bringing compared to MultiVersus numbers in the beginning on launch. MultiVersus, I'm seeing videos hit like 200-300K in a couple of days.
Mhm.
That is insane. That is
Yes.
absolutely wild. And there was some Ultimate videos that hit that, but like, I mean, man, I just, at least from my experience, from what I've seen from both Ultimate's launch and MultiVersus launch, and MultiVersus launch is still happening. Like
It
it's
is.
just dropped, right?
It's still
And we're
taking off.
seeing numbers like this already. And I mean, there's so much more that the team is going to offer in terms of like character and stuff, which they made very clear, right? Like this is not even close to what to expect for the entire roster. They announced a bunch of other characters and stuff as well. So there's so much more on the horizon, and the fact that the developers are so much behind like the scene in terms of the competitive scene and stuff like that, they're listening to the community. That makes it, I feel like that makes it even more exciting, and it makes it feel even more kind of like future proof in a sense of, oh well, this game is super sick. I'm having a lot of fun in it with it, and like if I invest my time into it, there's a future for the game because the developers are making it very clear that they want to support the game for a very long time, right? As long as possible, right? So to me, it's that all encompasses together, and it really makes the, when you first get into multiverse, like that experience needs to be very strong, and that experience is showing that it's strong because look at the Steam numbers, like look at
That's
the
right.
downloads, look at the concurrent players, look at the YouTube numbers, like everything. They knocked it out of the park with this game.
They did.
They took multiple closed alphas, right? They really listened to the player base, and what's really sick too is that they didn't. I love the fact that they went for the 2v2 avenue,
Mhm.
and even when what do you call that? When I'm pretty sure when they pitched the 2v2 idea and stuff like that, if you ask anyone from the Smash community at least, they would tell you that 2v2 is a horrible idea because they're thinking in the terms of the Smash bubble, right? Like,
Right.
oh,
Yep.
we're the Smash bubble. This is what works in the Smash bubble. But I love that, Tony and the team looked way past that, and they're
Mhm.
like they kind of, and I mean this is like probably a bunch of their experience from Riot and stuff, but just team games in general, right? I think League is so successful because like, oh hey, like our group of friends plays League of Legends. Do you want to play League of Legends? We can show you. We can literally just like play some normal games and we're on the same team, and you know what I mean. I can walk you through it and stuff like that. I think that experience can get a lot of people to try games out and get people playing the game, right?
Mhm.
So I I love the fact that they went for 2v2, even though all the other platform fighter communities are pretty much centric on 1v1. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, again, that was so smart of them, and it worked tenfold. Again, just look at all
Yeah.
these numbers, right? It's just
Yeah.
It's a
wild.
good sign too, right? It's a good sign to see that because to Nakat's earlier point, right, that they will listen to people, they will take it into account. But that doesn't mean that they're going to stray away completely from their vision, right? And
Right.
they're going to be solid where they need to be, right? And they're going to be pragmatic where they need to be. And that goes a long way because a lot of times people fall in two camps, right? Either they are too big headed and they want to do only what they want to do,
That's right.
or they're too soft, right? They're too, you walk on them. I complain about this character, that character's getting nerfed the next day. I call
Yeah.
this character bad. Next thing I know, this character is just beyond broken for no reason, right? And so there's a fine line you need to walk there where you care, but you have to be able to zoom out and look at the total vision and then execute from there. And it seems like the team's about that. So kudos to them because that's a hard line to walk in any aspect of life, and they're doing it right now, and it's paying out in dividends. So it's pretty sick to see.
Yeah. Now, really quick, Danny, I see you have made a face when we talked about multiverses and Project L, the free to play versus the old guard Capcom and Tekken. I'm a Tekken fan. You know that. I've been trying to get the staff at Shacknews to play Tekken for like what feels like 18 years. It's only been like 2, but for a long time. What are your thoughts on that? Because I I see you made a face. What are your
Look,
thoughts?
all right. I'm extremely happy to see that things are looking really successful for multiverses so far. I am not counting Capcom and such out yet. keep in mind that WB Games also has another studio called NetherRealm, and they've been very quiet for a couple years now. I expect that we're going to get some announcements pretty soon about that too. So Boatloads, the number one fighting game with MK11, selling millions of copies. I feel like Capcom and Street Fighter, they've learned a lot from the process with Street Fighter V as far as that route they went with some of the aspects of having, unlockable characters for free and those kind of things. And being as bare bones as they were, having one of the worst launches I've ever seen for a fighting game, I think they have a lot of energy towards redeeming themselves moving forward here. Now, obviously, there's a huge scene with the free to play side of things, but don't count out the combination of stuff like MK, those characters who are having another film also coming out too, in the near future, and then the Street Fighter end. I mean, yes, they're not Bugs Bunny, but people go up for some Ryu and Ken pretty heavily for sure. But I would love to see all of the scenes, both be successful. Also, keep in mind that Sony's collaboration and their ownership of Evo also brings in some interesting things as we move forward with some of their big products, because we might also see some price increases down the line as far as some of these games, your Street Fighter 6s or some of the other major fighting game titles, moving towards the $70 mark. Those kind of things end up being a factor too down the line. But I think that they may be still leaning into some aspects of free to play as far as whether it's characters or rotations, those kind of things. They kind of get in some of that crossover market. One thing I will say is that what I've been really happy with on the MultiVersus end is the crossplay from day one. Something that I think that people have been asking and praying for from Capcom's side for the longest as far as their games go. Having crossplay work as well as it does out of the gate, I was highly impressed as far as that goes. So I'd love to see more of that become the standard for fighting games across the board. So there's less of trying to figure out which platform your friends are playing on, what the tournament standards going to be, et cetera, et cetera. Having that out the gate just working, thumbs up to them for sure.
Yeah, I guess my biggest point to that would be, well, at what point, with the free to play fighter versus the traditional fighters that we've all grown up with, at what point do we say, well, where's the appeal? And of course, that could be a silly question, because I obviously know what the appeal is to playing like Jin Kazama or Johnny Cage, or Link and Super Smash Bros. I mean, these are some of my favorite characters ever. But at what point in time, especially as a competitive player, I feel like as a competitive player, Project L and MultiVersus, of course, speaks dividends. But then also as a casual player, that free-to-play experience is something that you cannot look past. And I think it's one of the big reasons why a game like Overwatch can never get back to where it was. Partly because they went to YouTube like some damn idiots. But the whole playing field for shooters have changed. Everything's free-to-play now. Kind of the world that Overwatch came up in is starting to kind of disappear. So at what point do you ask yourself, well, I could play as Ryu and Ken, I could play as Kazuya and these guys, but $60 to get my ass beat, or I can play a game that has really good netcode like they have for free, really good cross play and just giving me everything pretty much out the gate.
But that there's always going to be by the time you hit any kind of summer sale, holiday season, all that's going to split. As far as the initial price point, you may not be willing to pay that out the gate, but just like meta evolves, everything else there on that end, the same can go for the traditional fighter side. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I think that the free to play aspect, it's just easier to approach, especially for people that we have younger players who are not getting that kind of money, coming in from mom and dad, and you tell them I can just hop on and play with my friends, and it's free, and I don't have to worry about whether they're on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. That's just the ease of access. I think is something that I think across the board, all the fighting games are emphasizing more, because they realize that that's the cash right there on that end, and they have to emphasize more on that aspect before they can worry about the branding and everything else going down the line. It's just, I think competition in general was good for everybody right now, especially when you're reaching the high point with Guilty Gear and stuff like that. They set the standard, and now everyone's moving towards that. It's good.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good for everyone. Dude, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this as the fact that I think that Street Fighter 6 and Tekken aren't going to be able to be out there and compete. Right, they're going to compete. But there's definitely going to be some two new titans that are coming into this space, right? But this is also something that can be to their benefit, right? Because again, like Charles was talking about, you're going to be bringing in people, right? Once you kind of come into the FGC, right? there's going to be some history, right? And
That's
at the
right.
end of the day, where does the history lead them? It's going to lead them all the way back to Street Fighter, right? Like,
That's
you
true.
know what I mean? Like, it's like my boy Thanos said it, man. It always it leads you back to me, right? And so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's always going to be a thing. I don't think you can ever remove that from the DNA of the FGC, right?
Mhm.
People are always going to look at Capcom fighters, you know, in particular Street Fighter, to um, with a certain love, right? Certain
That's
level
right.
of love, right? Regardless of if the you know for the past few years the best version of Ryu and Ken have been on Smash, which is actually kind of sad, right? But
Oh,
Well,
despite all that, despite all
shots.
that, I'm just keeping a buck, dude. All right? Despite all that, like it's something that people are still gonna love, right? And again, Street Fighter 6 for right now, it looks phenomenal. People are
It does.
super
It
excited
does.
about it. Really excited about it. I haven't seen that kind of love and passion needed for a while. And I mean the developers, these guys are I forget their two names, man, but they are on it. They are focused on
Yeah.
the scene. They're connecting with people. They are talking. They're sharing their explanations as to why they're doing what they're doing, and
that's right.
people are eating it all up. So, um, I think those games are still going to go strong. I think in fact, they're going to actually see some overall growth, both in part for them making the appropriate changes, and also the new influx of people that will be coming in because of multiverses, because of Project L in particular. So I think it's going to be good for everyone. I think these games are really going to hit their stride. And yeah, like I said, it's not just going to be multiverses and Project L. The entirety of the FGC is going to flourish because of where we're at right now. And so that's something that everyone needs to focus on. And I do believe that you're going to have a space where essentially people can play their top level games. You know, they can play the Guilty Gears, the Tekken, the Street Fighters of the world. Um, you know, they as well as the multiverses, the Project L's of the world, and just have a good time and actually be in an ecosystem where they can find some opportunities. So
I just want
this
to
is a
point
good
out,
time. Yeah,
as a PSA, that this is also a great time for the community as a whole to also shape up. We're gonna have a lot of new faces, a lot of people coming
100%.
in. This might be their first fighting game experiences and stuff like that. I think like the community as in its entirety can take this as an opportunity to kind of clean up some things across the
Yes.
board.
That's very true. It's very true. We're always looking for new people into our fighting game community. We're also looking for new people here in our Shacknews community as well. Denny, can we pay some bills real quick? You know we got to do it.
Oh yeah,
You know we
salute.
got to do it. Let's get it. All right, friends. So if you're already here, then you already know what it is. Okay, twitch.tv/Shacknews. You can subscribe. You can hit that follow button. But we really like if you did both. I know we got a lot of first-time viewers in the chat. Thanks to our phenomenal guests right here. Of course, we have Bam, Charles, and Nakat for all of us who showed up to the party late. It's okay if you showed up late. There's still some leftover food. It might be cold, okay, but there's still food to eat. With that in mind, friends, of course, we have YouTube as well. For all of us who are going to show up to this, like I said, late, the VOD's going to be uploaded to our two YouTube channels. Of course, we have Shacknews and Gamer Hub TV. So go ahead and check all that out. Also, we're on social media, okay? Hit us up on Twitter. Of course, Shacknews, verified on Twitter, so we're real people. That's what that means according to the rules of Twitter. We're real, okay? But of course, you can follow these three gentlemen as well, too. Bam of the People, of course, Charles Thoren _ aka Chuck Nasty. And of course, we have the legendary Dark and the Cat on Twitter. So go ahead and follow my boys as well. Follow myself, but also follow Denny Von Doom, the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind the social media, everything that you see, okay? Instagram, I believe we just joined TikTok, so we about to get real silly pretty soon. And of course, keeping our Twitter as squeaky clean as ever. Can't say the same for our personal accounts, but as long as Shacknews on Twitter is squeaky clean, we're perfectly fine, okay? Yes, please hit us up on there as well too. Also, if you're tired of doom scrolling on twitter.com, that we have the app for you. It's called Shack Pets, the ultimate battle for cuteness, okay? We all got animals. I've had the pleasure of meeting Charles's dog, Teremy, cute dog. And I'm not I'm a little funny on dogs, okay? But it's because of how I grew up. The dogs in the hood, they were scary. But your dog, very small,
Just
very
loud.
cute, very compact,
loud.
just loud.
Just
Okay.
loud.
But we can weaponize that loudness and keep them tutored away. That's what it's for, okay? So yes, go ahead and download Shack Pets, the ultimate battle for cuteness, okay? Trust me, we're all winners when we download Shack Pets. You just take your wonderful fur baby versus another fur baby and just let the people decide. If your fur baby has unfortunately crossed over to that fur baby beyond in the sky, we have a memoriam portion for you as well, so you can show off how cute they were when they existed with us here on planet Earth. So yes, Download that, kick it with us. Let us know how you're feeling, okay? Because you already know we about to get into right now, fellas. You know what it's time to play some multiverses, okay, fellas? Are we ready to do this?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
You already
time.
know, man. Don't play with me, all right? Because if you play on my team, you might actually lose. No, I'm kidding. Whoever's gonna be on my team,
okay.
I need a hard carry. I'm looking at you, Nakat. I play Wonder
Let's do
Woman
it.
too. Can we talk about it?
You play Wonder Woman also, so let's get it done then.
Bro, you inspired me to do it. I was like, damn, she feels like she reminds me of Link, and like this is my type of character speed. Like, you know, subscribe to Nakat on YouTube, please. Okay, it's all
I'm almost
there.
at 25K, man. I'm almost there.
We're almost going platinum, baby. We all moving up in the real world. So let's get it. I'm about to grab my controller.
That
It's
sounds
time.
good.
This time, man.
We get the scene together.
Speed.
All right, I'm all logged on and ready to go.
All right, so
Me
I'm just
too.
making a room.
I don't know if you saw the
Alrighty,
Oh,
Mr. Nasty Time.
link.
Mr.
The link
Chuck.
to do the spectator. You guys saw that? I sent it to
Yes.
you, Rod.
Yeah, you sent it to me, but I thought we were just going to watch off of Charles's.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm loading up now, so we'll get it.
Okay.
We'll get it together.
All right, so I need to do a custom game, right?
Do I need to add you, Char? Are we already not friends on PlayStation? Have you been leaving me on scene, bro? Are we not friends?
I'll get the lobby cracking.
That sounds like a Chuck. Man.
That sounds like Chuck.
I have a lobby up right now, but
Oh, you do? I don't think we have each other. You can add me. You know my name. It's just Nakat.
so I'll invite Bam, and then it's
Yeah.
just Nakat. Okay.
Yeah, it's just Nakat. You can add me. We should. Be
I think
friends.
I'm Rod the Dutch on PlayStation. They don't know about Rod the Dutch. They don't know
I'll add
Rod
Nakat.
Dutch.
the Dutch, baby. All right.
Nakat, I sent you an invite.
Gotcha. I got it.
Alrighty, friends. So for all of us tuning in out there, this is one of those rare moments where you're going to get to see the friends here in the wide world of electronic sports throwdown. We don't get to do it very often. In fact, one could even say this might be our first time doing it, but we about to get it, okay? Okay, so
Okay, switch over, Nakat.
Yep. Just adding Charles as a friend.
I was gonna say, how do I do that?
Yeah. Did you get my request?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Easy.
Okay, and then you just need to add Rod, and then we can invite one more person, and then that's how a spectator happens.
yeah, add me up. Sorry,
so
I'm
Rod
just...
the Dutch.
Yep.
All right, who's a spectator?
I would
Okay, I sent you an invite.
thank you, my brother. I said
Hello?
I sent you a friend request as well. Easy.
Doing all right.
So once the lobby's full, you just invite one more person, and then they're a spectator.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Okay, sorry, I'm just loading up. I'm playing on PlayStation 4, y'all. I'm struggling, so you already know. Just give me some time. All right, work with me.
Okay, as long as it's 5:15, that works.
All right,
No, not at all. Should be okay. Thank you. You take care. Bye.
my boy Bam out here answering the big calls.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. Duty calls, my brother.
I know these players need to get fed, man. Otherwise, they're gonna fight me.
Oh no, trust me. As somebody who knows you personally, them players don't want that. They don't want
Yeah, I don't want it, man. But they'll hit me with the Twitter fingers, man.
it. Not the finger fugitives.
Not the finger fugitives, man.
The thumb thugs.
Definitely the thumb thugs, dude.
All right, I'm in game
now.
now. I'm just Denny Von Doom in the lead. Gonna try
Sorry,
and
I'm on my
invite me,
way.
and I'll see if I can. Once we get Rod in.
What the fuck is going on here? Mine says syncing account state. Okay, creating session. Finally, what the hell? I said, what the heck? Okay. You said you sent me an invite?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent you a friend request and an invite. Here, I can
Hold
send you
on,
another
I
one.
didn't say we could be friends. Do you hear me?
Oh damn.
I say you can send me an invite. Do you understand me? No, I'm just kidding, man.
And then you need to
okay,
invite
there it is.
Denny as well. Just try it. See if we can do the
So
Yeah, we can try it. It's just Denny Von Doom. I'll see if I get it.
Let's try it.
The last I checked, Charles, you was running. Was it Watermelon Steve and Rain Dog, or am I thinking of somebody
Charles?
else?
Oh, you definitely think of someone else. Charles will never play a Watermelon Steve.
Because you're playing Finn, right?
I
Charles,
think
yeah.
I'm here.
Now I'm playing Batman, but it depends on. I'll do what I have to. Let's just put it that way.
Are you in?
I said let's get him.
Yeah, I'm in now. Let me try and capture it on my end in a second here.
Oh, spectator mode, baby. It worked.
Spectates.
Let's go.
Spectates.
All right. I'm ready to start. Can we talk about it?
Let's get it. I'm ready to
I'm
go.
ready to start. Lobby
You said
leader.
You main Wonder Woman?
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. Let's.
But I don't got a player though. That's probably not the best. Like
you can play her if you want. I don't care.
Double
who you
Wonder
pick.
Woman.
You can. Let's do it.
You know what? Don't play with me, man. We're gonna do double the Themyscira. Double, baby. Well, I guess I only got one costume. That's cool. Wonder Woman. So I thought I was about to do something.
Yo, S on
Wonder
my
Woman
chest
is so
out
dope.
immediately, ma.
Yep,
That's
yes,
fact.
sir.
And the gold too, dog.
Dude, ever since we played, man, you don't understand. I told Charles I stayed up for another 4 hours, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a Superman, man. At least for now, man. For Evo,
It's an excellent
yeah,
pick,
yeah.
to be honest. That character is really strong right now.
very,
That's
very
fact,
strong.
man.
I knew
y'all
it, dude,
both
from
playing
day one.
godlike characters. Both playing
Yep,
godlike
yep.
characters.
Nah, but
Yep,
are
yep,
they
yep.
half god like Wonder Woman is? Because Wonder Woman's actually half god. All right.
That don't matter to a Kryptonian, man. Well, welcome to Krypton, baby.
Let's
You
go
here to
there.
you stay. You already know.
The infants of our tribe are stronger than
Let's
you.
get it back.
Get over here!
Oof. I'm trying to get Batman, dog.
You're going down! No one can resist the lasso of truth!
Lasso of truth is gonna compel you, boy. Tell me.
Flying in, bro. I got you. Oh shit, never mind. No, I don't.
Crazy. Okay.
Nice. Good luck.
Learned that from
Get
you,
over
bro.
here.
Thank you. Got the guy
End
up.
you!
Wow, wow.
All right, Bam. Hold up. Hold up, Bam.
I'm trying to know a little something.
You got to learn.
Oh shit.
You got to learn. I told you. Our balls, man. That's not happening.
This is crazy.
Justice! You're going down!
Yo, we both.
No one can resist the lasso of truth!
Get out of here, bro.
I say nothing changed.
He definitely took that from somebody, bro. He
No, I found out myself.
got that out. Dang. So deep.
That's why I waved. You can ask Charles, bro. That's my move.
That shit is so great.
That shit is so funny.
It's so funny. What's that, bro?
Yeah, that's great.
Match point.
No,
Blue team.
we can still win.
Especially why I had to step before. I had to shut the camera.
Watch this.
I wasn't there.
Match point. Red team. One more time.
Here I come!
Firing. Take that!
Get over here!
It's kind of crack cocaine. Not a fan.
I am trying not to do that so Yep.
You cannot escape!
That's crazy.
Damn, so bad, yo. I was literally trying to all or nothing bam, and he punished me for it.
Barely broke.
I was just like, yep, follow me, man. Don't look behind you, dude.
Play again?
Superman on the wall is just a bait.
It's just a bait, dude.
It's just a bait.
Alright, run it back.
Okay!
We're gonna rob so many people at Evo with that one, dude.
You guys are going to jail.
That one's so funny.
I feel like my Batman's not ready, man.
It just take you gotta grind, man.
Grind, baby.
Or
gotta
I go
keep
into the
grinding.
darkness. Damn, I didn't blink, bro. My eyes are watering.
You know what? Job's not done. In my Kobe Bryant voice.
Yeah, man.
We running that double Wonder Woman. WW.
Let's
We
get
had
it.
we had a couple good setups, Nakat. I was trying to follow your lead, man.
Absolutely, it's all good. I'm gonna need you to equip that whip of Hephaestus when you get it.
Whip, baby.
That's the best perk. You don't even need the other
The
ones,
greatest
huh?
crime is that LeBron's not legal for Evo, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'd be playing LeBron.
Yep.
You gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Apparently, someone was asking, "Yo, can I just gentleman to LeBron?" And I'm just
That's
like, I don't know
insane.
if that's allowed.
Yeah,
that's
they're
not
not.
how that works.
Gentlemen don't work here. This is the real world now. Money's
Yeah,
on the
I don't
line.
know if that's allowed.
Nope.
I
Ain't no
personally don't
gentleman.
care, but I care about the rules too. So yeah.
Yeah. Because LeBron is kind of some boo-boo stains anyway.
I also
No,
got
he's
another
fine.
invite. Maybe kick me?
Oh, the fin is out. All right, hold up.
Hold on. Let me switch.
Oh shit! I grabbed you. My bad, yo.
It's all good. All good.
Oh.
It happens.
No sir.
See.
Yes sir. Hold on. My sword's bigger. I said my sword is bigger. Come here, man. I didn't mean to attack that way. Wow.
I got you.
Superman he's a fella, ain't he?
Got him.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
We good. Ooh. Gosh.
Okay.
Got him.
Oh no.
Hold on now. I had to do
punished
the
for
gamer
that.
lean in the seat.
Oh, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Whip.
We out of there. Ugh.
Armor. Get up. What the hell happened to me?
A jam, bro.
The double spike, ma.
See you.
That's not happening. Not that early.
Nope. No way. You get caught
Like
locking.
after down there, should I up there afterwards? Like
Yeah,
after you down there?
if they go up, yeah. Well,
I
they're
said-
going to go up. You just have to be in range to follow up.
Just gotta find the proper pass as well. I just feel like I'm not passing well. Hold on, man. Can we talk about it?
Got him.
Red team.
Almost. Got him.
Oh my gosh. I didn't get the grab there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's
yes,
go.
sir. Wonder Woman, baby.
Told you we gonna make it work, man.
We gonna make it do what it do,
And
ski.
now there's peace.
Alright, Chuck. We ready, man?
Just for a moment.
No.
That's what I was.
My disadvantage sucks.
Let's see how nasty Chuck Nasty is.
See, you was playing with bats and then you switched, bro. You should have just believed.
Gotta believe, man. World's greatest detective, man.
Nah, I'm about to try to do some highway robbery bullshit though, so I'm gonna switch.
Okay.
You keep
Oh,
it up
you-
with the Wonder Woman, ma.
You doing Iron Giant, aren't you?
How you know?
Call him out, man.
How do you know? Dang.
Call him out,
Dang,
man.
someone disconnected.
This is
Wait, my
OD.
disconnect?
No, no, no.
That's
You're,
what it said. I think.
Yeah. I think it's the spectator, so you have to invite him again. I think.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it kicked me, but I switched to the Discord stream.
Okay,
So-
that's
okay.
fine. So we just play then. All right.
All right, let's get it.
I wonder if it does that every time.
Who are you gonna send in?
Let's get it, boy.
It's not who we are underneath. It's what we do that defines us.
Don't worry, man. I've been bathing, man.
Oh, not in the red sun.
Mr. 1 Milli, baby.
Come on, Diana Prince. With them as scares.
This is gonna go amazing or terrible, Rod. I'm just
Oh,
letting
you about to get robbed, bro. He's talking about robbing me? Nah, I'm about to rob you.
So if you see me getting jumped, you just gotta get in there and disrupt or pull
Nah,
me out.
just watch,
Yank me
bro.
out.
Just watch. Just be an eyewitness, dude.
We
But
got
don't
it.
worry, don't worry. I'm gonna throw hands
No.
too. I'm gonna throw
Eyewitness.
hands also.
Just be an eyewitness, dude. Just
Eyewitness on the
tell
scene,
Channel
bro.
9, dude. Yeah.
Channel 9.
Coming to you
Not
live,
Channel
dude. Channel 9.
That's my
40
teammate
bars.
over there getting jammed.
Breaking news. Some gentleman just got jammed today down here. More at 12.
Yeah, my boy just got robbed in the streets. I couldn't believe it.
Come around this way, you will get clapped. It's definitely a bit concerning.
have to
I
do
keep that
this.
thing too.
But if you insist, got my eye on you.
Okay. On ping pong. That's crazy. That's crazy.
On target.
Man, can we talk about it?
Can't use that yet.
I'm not afraid of your smoke screen. I said I'm half God. See it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Battering's not ready.
Body. Let's go.
Where the hell are you going, bro?
Man, let's go.
Oh, I did the wrong.
I'm heavy as hell, bro. What's good with it? I thought I was dead though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm out of here.
I was so certain I was dead. Nah.
This is it.
Nah.
Nah. I got to see something else.
Got him. Oh shit, the battering saved him. Got him. Of course his mans came to help him. Fuck, I was about to kill him. Good shit, Rod, let's go!
I ain't know
It's
eyewitness.
Chris, I'm jamming, man.
Amazons never hold back.
Oh, I'm flying, dog. Look at him thirsty. Get off me, bro.
Okay, hold on. I might know what's on.
Big target, man, I get it. Let me rock though. I said get off of me. Yo, get hit by this car though. Oh!
Figure it out. I said Superman better figure it out. Don't play with me.
Yo, Rod is body. You talking?
Yeah, I'm getting jammed.
Holy crap. This is crazy. Damn.
Red team.
Ebo knew not to hire me. We can't hire Rod. He can't do it all.
Oh, let's go. Got African DI in this game too. Wow. Don't jump. Oof.
Oh,
My giant is crisp. You don't understand. Look at me. Oh. All good, bro.
I'm getting
Kill-
jumped.
Kill bats. Kill bats. Kill bats.
eyewitness.
Come here, mom. Oh.
Hold it, giant.
Get off.
I'm gone.
Got him.
Don't play with me. Hold on
Let's
now.
go.
Can we talk about it?
Let's
Bam and Cross,
go.
can we talk about it?
I was jamming.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. I just wanted to punch you, man.
I
One time
looked
for
over.
one
I was
time.
like, wait, Rod is Jen? Shit. I ain't
Subscribe to
expect
Nakat
that.
on YouTube. Subscribe.
I got the guide.
Okay.
Run it back. I said run it back.
Run it, dude.
Oh man.
Who are you gonna
Y'all have
send
to
in?
put my picture up at Smash University, man. I'm alumni, man.
It's not who we
know,
are
man.
underneath.
Alums. Hang my
It's
jersey
what
up.
we
I need a
do
throwback.
that defines
I
us.
can't believe it. I can't believe it. All right.
Dang, LeBron, man. Said
Yes,
fuck
sir.
the Evo practice.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, bro. Shit, it don't matter. My boy LeBron Flocka James, the man. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna get you that whip of Hephaestus, man. It's gonna change your whole life.
There it is.
That's all we need, man.
I do need that. I gotta keep playing more. I've been playing on my roommate's
Let's get
console.
this
I've been
started.
playing on mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. My boy Sensor, you know, he streams it and stuff all the time, so we've been running some games. But I actually need to play on mine so I can unlock stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I'm just lazy. I'm like, all right, who got everything unlocked when they set up? Right, that's where I'm at.
I hope somebody's filming this.
Alrighty, Mr. LeBron, let's get it. Oh, what, my lord. Bruce, can we talk first?
That's not ready. Deploying explosive.
This is insane.
Heads up.
Oh, my lord, I'm getting down.
Down. Coming your way.
Still prepping batteraction.
Damn. Spin. Coming in hot. Going up.
Not the chest pass. I'm out of here. Take it back. Go back to your universe, bro.
What?
Go back to
Yeah, man. On Shacknews, man.
Damn it, that
Y'all on the ball.
Shacknews, man. Yeah.
Catch it.
Okay. I'm good. I'm gonna spot you with it. Do it again. Oh, yeah.
Off the glass.
No, I got this. Talk crazy.
That was a lucky shot.
Oh!
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, damn, you're on the
Justice will come for
You
you.
really thought I'd go out?
Yes, you are.
I'll vanquish you.
Going down.
Oh shit, don't die. Let's go.
We good.
Charles at it. I see you.
I just got something that was
Charles is lurking.
right now. Like after I didn't been on that
Let's roll.
where he called earlier. That said that was
I don't care about that smoke.
What's up with it? Come on, Charles. Come here. Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you, Charles.
I haven't seen it yet. All I know is I talked to these guys on there. And the guy said that it was funny and it was fine. And the next thing I know, I get pulled out of this game.
Behind me.
Going down.
Wow, that's crazy. Think I'm just a random criminal from Gotham, huh? You gonna do me like that?
Get off me, bro. I'm dead. I'm super dead. That's all.
Oh, it's like that. We living, baby.
You want this?
That's crazy.
Bucket.
Oh, wow. I got this.
I never give up.
Whoa.
On target.
All right, man. I got this. No, sir.
Got him.
Turn.
Ooh! Good shit. Good shit.
That was clean. That was funky. I feel you. That's how you feel, huh?
That's how
we
you
won?
really feel.
What are you
Yeah, we
doing,
won.
Oh, that was easy.
Oh, now it was easy. Okay.
What?
Listen to this guy. Listen to BamOfThePpl.
I had the multitask right
Blank,
there.
man.
I just forgot I was playing. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Was it because you were playing LeBron?
Who are you gonna say?
Oh, you know, LBJ, man. You know, it's nothing to me. Another championship? Who cares?
He ain't getting
I
another
am
one. He's done.
darkness.
Damn.
I am the night.
Damn.
I am
Said he's done.
Batman.
You hear me?
Goat, man.
Tell him to stick
You know
with
what?
macaroni to
I'm gonna go back to soups, man. That was a little,
Run the
You talking
soup.
about it was easy? He was literally struggling, bruh.
Run the soup.
struggling. What, bro? You mean when
You
I
were-
stopped? I died because it's a drop by control. You mean that?
Run the soups. I'm not scared.
and we still won. Look at these bugs. These are little gym bugs right here, bro.
He's had enough, man.
Yeah, this is a Jim Bugs, by the way, and watch it actually still do work. Watch it still be more than enough.
Jimmy Bugs, man.
Jimmy Bugs, man.
You don't need to practice this character to be successful, man. You just gotta pick him.
Tell him. I said, tell him.
Let's get this started.
After this, I need to figure out what's happening with this food, man.
Ooh, it's time for
You,
food.
you still ain't ate yet?
We're supposed to have food here, and then these guys are just being gyms.
Man. Wish I was out there to have a good steak with y'all.
Yeah.
We gonna link up soon, all of us.
I might take these guys to.
I would die for the common good.
Oh yeah.
Wait, are you already in Vegas?
Yeah, bro. I'm literally at an event.
What event? What? You know what? Don't. I thought about going early. I actually thought about it. Oh hell no!
Take that.
Rocket.
I haven't used that yet.
They gotta avoid it. You know, it takes a mad stage. A lot of it. Oh wow! Damn. Tragic.
Come here, Mux.
Back in action.
Oh, you're definitely dead.
I'm out of here.
Stronger than ever.
That's crazy.
No smoke right now.
Zooks.
The mascara boy, you can be an alien if
Back
you want. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come here. Special delivery.
Where you going, Charles? Come here. Talk to me,
That's
brother.
it.
This ain't Charles no more. This is Mr. Nasty.
Still
Tell him.
prepping batteries.
The competitor come out in Charles, man. That's it. I can't wait to get a MultiVersus for
Back
that.
on the red team. I fought worse.
Tell him I had to save y'all from Apology Man from Cardio.
Excuse
yeah,
me. Oh
was
shit. Oh.
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
It's crazy. No, sir.
Batter up. Batter up. It's crazy, bruh. It could just do it all. Don't run from it, just get hit. Don't run from it.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
I told you. I told you. It don't
The
matter.
Jimmy Bugs, man.
I
Jim
told
Bug.
you. I didn't even use tunnel one time. I don't need it. It don't matter.
I got jams.
Y'all trying to jam it at Evo, man? Pick bugs today.
The cat, you should have. It's still not too late to pick me up for Evo, man. Can we talk about it? It ain't too late. It ain't too late.
It is. It's way too late, mom. Me and Void got a job to do.
Yes, sir.
Boy,
All right,
I understand.
I'm about to figure out this food, man. These fools are going crazy on me.
All right, cool. So, are we done playing for now?
I guess so, Bam. You said you gotta make a phone call real quick, or you just gotta go.
I need to figure out to make sure because these guys are freaking lost in time. The catering place. So
All good, bro. If you gotta dip out, I understand.
Yeah,
I could run a 1 if you want for the stream.
Oh, run it, man. You guys should run it.
Alrighty, Bam. Hey, really quick before you dip out, man, you want to let everybody know where to find you and where you're going to be at these next so many days. I know you're busy, but let them know.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Of course, Bam of the People. You can find me on Twitter. Most part, of course, do Smash University. So you check us out on YouTube. We do a lot of content. We're also, even though it's called Smash University, we also do our MultiVersus stuff on there as well. So go ahead and check that out. Got a video on how to combo right now on MultiVersus. It's doing some good numbers, and we're gonna do some more stuff too. Just some like high intensive guides that can really go in depth on the game as a whole. And outside of that, right now I'm at Evo. I'm at the Gear Project, so that's happening on twitch.tv/apologyman. So that's been pretty great, and that's going to be going on for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Pretty much some of the best in the world in Guilty Gear are out here, just leveling up, man, doing the boot camp and getting prepared for Evo. So go ahead and check that out. It'll be cool, and I'll see y'all soon.
I'll see you at the next
Peace,
drive,
man.
Much love to you, brother. Much love to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. You guys take care.
Peace out, bro.
Peace.
Alrighty, gentlemen. Looks like Bam had to get out of here early. We all really know where Bam's going. He said, I got to hit the lab, man. This was unacceptable. He's back in the studio. Alrighty, so let's run some ones. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Charles and Nakat, y'all want to run one first? Then y'all want to do Winter Stays On?
Yeah,
Sure.
we can do that.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
So do I just change the lobby to 1s?
Yes. And I need to back out, right? Do I need to leave too?
I think so. And then we can just like.
Wait, how do I get out?
I don't know if if it's like Smash where you can have like a lobby. You know what I mean? And just like rotate from it, but I can just move you.
Okay. Well, as long as you play, then we have your footage. So y'all run one, and then I'll jump back in.
Cool.
All right, bet. Let's get it.
Right, but when you jump,
I can swap out
play...
when Rod comes in, and he can fight you, Charles.
Send in?
Okay. Yeah.
That way, you're always the broadcast.
Justice
like, you're
doesn't
always...
sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say that the cat could like share his screen.
Yeah, like no, don't worry about it. We could jam it here.
All right, man. So it looks like we got Batsy, and my Joker voice versus Diana Prince.
Yeah, I don't even know what to run in single. I guess I'll do.
So what are some of the things you run when you play Wonder Woman, Nakat? I'm just taking some notes right now.
What am I exactly what?
Like what do you run in specifically when you pick Wonder Woman? I mean, obviously I know you play this character, but like what's the combination that you run with it?
Oh, okay. So triple jump always, snowball effect. Because if I'm already bodying someone and they have the highest damage, it literally speaks to itself. It'll just snowball, giving me a 7% increased damage. 15 when it's stacked with a partner. And then 15% increased base knockback influence is kind of broken in my opinion, being able to just survive certain shit you normally would die to. And 15%, don't get it confused, is a good number. It definitely influences stuff. So I like to run that. That's pretty much my go-to at the moment.
Let's get this started.
And then whip
You're in triple jump even in singles?
Yeah.
You gotta get the hit, right? Okay.
Yep. I'm just confident I'll get the hit. Very confident I will get the hit.
But it's just you don't get to use it in disadvantage. That's
exactly.
like the bad thing. Or I guess like if you hit someone in disadvantage, you get a third jump.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with.
Now, what do you typically look for when you run Batman, Charles? I mean, I know you play a multitude of characters, but it seems like Finn and Batman seem kind of like your go-to your guys play.
Yeah, I was probably gonna run Finn for Evo, but people told me that I tried to play Batman in the closeout, but he just wasn't that great.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'll vanquish you.
Grappling hook on Batman is insane.
Ready.
Like probably one of my favorite moves to just use over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's godlike.
Yeah. It wasn't always good though, was it?
Nope. They actually like made this character so much better. They like made him better on so many fronts.
Listen, a game where Batman is bad, I'm not about it. He needs to be good.
Yeah, he needs to be good.
He don't need to be
Batman.
broken, but he needs to be good. Yeah. Okay.
You're through.
Love that whip animation. That was like the big thing that kind of drew me to her. I love her tail off the top. I love that. Isn't the foot on her up air is also a spike too?
Yep, also a spike, the back end of it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like added on later. Wasn't always like that.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, her down there, it's not like the biggest hitbox in the world, but you still have to be a little bit more precise with it, right?
Yep, it's not a big hitbox. You have to be very precise with it, but it's very rewarding when you do land it. It's definitely something that I think if you're a 1-on-1 player and you don't try to land spikes, you're not actually playing her, because it's one of her best ways of killing off stage and even on the stage as well.
Here I come.
Like, look at that. He was at 105 and almost died.
Yeah.
Battering's not ready.
Y'all are on stage. Oh, Chuck nasty. I missed a nasty time.
Nothing will stop me this time.
He's dead.
Sorry.
Okay. That was pretty smooth. That was pretty smooth. He just got lucky, Charles. He just got lucky. You understand?
No, he's clearly better than me.
All right, man. You got it.
Greatness is not what you think.
I'm also not too used to like playing singles. Is like way slower than twos.
Yeah, so way
it's like the movement's so good that it's like inherently going to be slow because you can like you throw out an attack and you
Well then.
yeah, so it's like I don't know.
To me.
And then like there's certain situations where it's like, oh, you put up armor. I'm like, okay, well, like I can't interact with him, right? Like unless I have an armor breaking move, which I pretty much I'm just gonna throw battering and stuff. Like in my opinion, twos forces more situations no matter what, because there's just more people on the map, and the game is balanced around twos as well. Which means it doesn't mean I don't like singles, but I like when I play, I usually just play.
Well, and one thing we didn't talk about was like also the characters' designs in accordance to their stages. Like so, like in Smash, I never feel like the characters are too big or too small for a stage. I mean, there's obviously some stages that are designed to be big, like second part of Castle Siege, Great Cave Defensive, whatever. But I feel like sometimes in MultiVersus, like the stages are almost just a little too big, or maybe the character sprites are a little too small. With the exception, of course, of the Iron Giant. He's a big fucking fella, but I just feel like it could be,
of course,
just so 1v1's a little bit more intimate. But of course, the game's focus is not 1v1; it is the 2v2. Iron Giant be doing his dance, he be swinging the leg. That man don't care.
He don't say shit right now, man. That man mobility is definitely something difficult to deal with.
That's facts.
We gotta eat this damage.
My boy Bruce. Now in a matchup like this, Charles, what are you typically looking for? I mean, obviously there's the age-old trope of this guy's bigger than me, so it should be easy to slap around and hit. If I'm not mistaken, Iron Giant does have some hard.
Right, he has like a burst.
Yes.
So it's like when you're comboing him, you just like he essentially has to like right there he bursts. So he has 3 bolts, or now 2. So I think each bolt takes a hit.
Yep.
Wow, this is insane. I mean, depending on the stage, Iron Giant can just sit in the middle and just take up literally the middle stage and center platform. Almost reminiscent of like Wind.
That's not ready.
Like early Smash.
Oh God.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up an old memory, but that was a time.
That was definitely a time. That was a terrible time.
A terrible time. At the end of the day, Vanilla Smash still won it equal. That's all that matters.
Thank God.
Though I gotta say, man, had we ran custom, I don't know if Bayonetta would have been an issue.
Oh, she definitely. Nah, she still would have been the best, man.
You think she's supposed to see heavy scope ass Pikachu, man?
Yes. Okay. No, she wouldn't lose to that character. That's how insane she was. Woo! Let's go. I brought this back.
Okay, you still good.
Oh, that's not ready.
gotta say, Iron Giant is certainly one of my favorite bigger characters to fight or to watch rather. Platform fighter. The big guys trying to get
He's
destroyed.
sick.
He's very sick. I get like Wing Kong Sentinel vibes.
Prepping batarang.
Hardcore patient game right now.
This is Batman, bro. This is the contingency plan for you, Nakat. He got it set in place.
And ooh, I didn't turn around. Sad.
Y'all were jamming. Sheesh. I like how Charles slowed it down on you though. Now, how important is that as Batman to slow down? I mean, obviously I know he has his mobility, which is something that makes him very good. But the long range game I think is something that kind of played into an effect during that match.
Yeah, I mean, battering's really good. It's in those kind of situations, my movement's just not as good. So like the scramble is pretty bad. So I just tried to chip him out with battering. But
Yeah.
I also just think I suck at fighting Giant. Like I'm particularly not good at fighting against him because since I'm picking up Giant, you have to hit him and you have to do you have to sequence him. But I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why when I'm thinking about Evo, I want to go Finn, but Finn's it's like really hard because I feel like in the team I play with, I feel like I'm the stock tank, and it's hard to stock tank with an assassin. Yeah. So it's like usually it feels like I'm the person that has to hold down the stocks, but it's really hard because Finn's disadvantage is pretty bad. You hit him off, and it's like he really just has dodge. He doesn't have additional stalls. Like Batman can throw battering.
You can use the gem to teleport.
The gem, yeah, but that's if you have money. It depends. You have to have money. They can hit the gem. So if they attack and I throw the gem out, the gem just disappears, and then it's like, okay, that was one of my specials. I can up V stall, but that's kind of laggy, and then I kind of just have dash.
Let's get this started.
To cover myself. Fair's pretty decent in disadvantage, but I'm also really light too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you because I noticed you didn't use the grappling hook a lot. Was that just due to how big Iron Giant is and you not really being able to get in front of him because of how little the stage was, or was it just something else?
The move's bugged right now, so I just don't ever want to use it because you can just die.
Okay. Respect.
I feel like this glide is very helpful, and then characters that have really big up airs or up Bs is just really good. Because it's essentially hard to shark you.
The lasso of truth versus the grappling hook, man. It's funny in the comic. Man, facts. In the comic book, there are some things that Batman does that he does model off of his superhero friend. His arm gauntlets. He got the inspiration for those from a handful of other things he does. So. He's never not learning, that's for sure. Bats, baby. Bats, baby. What inspired you to pick up Batman?
Like I said, I just played him in closed outfit. So, but he was bad in closed outfit.
Now, in a match like this, you said Batman is pretty light, so I would imagine there are points.
No, I think he's a bruiser.
Is he a bruiser? Okay.
Yeah, he's a bruiser.
Finn is light.
Finn is light, sorry. Okay, Finn is light. Gotcha. I was going to say, the Batman being light, it seems criminal. Not to say he should be slugging it out with Wonder Woman, but he can hold his own.
Target. Can't use that yet.
Okay, I see the footwork. Yeah, I see you, bro. I see you too, bro.
Nothing will stop me this time.
Oh.
Oh, no resources.
Sorry.
No, I had an air dash, but I thought I could flank this bottom. Life.
Alrighty, fellas. I know we're coming up on the top of the hour, so really quick, I just got one more question I want to ask.
I can save the
cut
multiverse
1v1s
without
here. Unless y'all want to
making
run
me
another
sweat.
one. I mean,
Oh, the set's
okay,
almost
man.
over. We got like one more. Well, if it could go to game 3 if he wins this next one.
okay, let's get it then.
Oh yeah, we'll finish this out.
I guess my question
let it
would be,
run.
if you guys have anybody added to the game right now, who would it be and why?
Who are you gonna send in?
Man, I got videos on this. So many characters.
I know, that's why I asked.
There's a lot, yeah.
They'll
I'll
never
stick to my
see you
number one
coming.
pick being Raven from the Teen Titans.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm messing with that. I like that.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah,
number one.
that's also my number one pick.
Is it really?
Yeah, like that. My second pick's probably like Beast Boy. I like anyone from Teen Titans would be sick.
Beast Boy's goated, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely take some characters from the Matrix, man. You know, I think Neo or Trinity. You know, more. Or even a Smith. I mean, honestly, the game could use more bad guys too. I mean, you could bring a Smith over, man. I'm with it.
Someone was saying
Let's
that
get
you
this
could have
started.
like Breaking Bad characters.
Walter
Is
White.
that WB? Is that WB? Is that Warner Brothers?
I
That
actually
made
don't
Breaking
know.
Bad?
I
I
actually
don't
don't
know if people
know.
are just trolling or.
That
I mean, there are
doesn't
definitely a
stream
lot of trolls that want it, but people do want it.
on Neo and Trinity,
Of course I'm
and they
prepared.
said Daffy
I'm
Duck.
Batman.
Oh no, I think that's AMC. Yeah, Army of Techno said that's AMC, not Warner Bros. You might not be able to get there. But I mean, you never know. You know,
Anything is possible. I'll let you know
that's
that.
what I was getting ready to say. Because a Smash can bring Sonic and Snake and guys like that over. I'm sure Multiverse can do that and then some.
It's already confirmed. Tony said anything is on the
Out of
table.
batarang.
Shit, I might stumble into the game, fellas. You never know. Rod for deals.
Coming your way.
So general consensus, what are your guys' thoughts on LeBron? I mean, you think Coney thinks he's boo-boo. No, I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's as good as the hype was, of course, but that's most characters in fighting games.
Yeah, I think he's a honest character. He doesn't have enough cheese. That's what it is. He's a little too honest. But in teams he's cool, but that's because he has that added utility, right? But in singles, like he definitely needs I don't know. I just think he needs more like easier confirmed setups for kills and damage. He's not far off from being a really good character. If they can make Batman good, they can definitely buff LeBron to greatness.
Gotcha. I mean, what do you think you want to see change on LeBron? Like, what is that one thing needed? One or two, maybe. Because sometimes it is more than one.
I want to just say like overall combo game. Like he can make combos with the ball, of course that's like his big thing. But sometimes it's a little, I want to say, impractical. You know, sometimes. And then in teams, I just think overall, like if they buff his singles, like the ability to have more combos, ability to follow up better, and of course just his overall kill power, I think he'll be a much better player. They don't have to change too much.
I was like, how come LeBron doesn't have a
The red team. I could do this all night. Try me.
You know, I actually, I know it's not saying much because you kind of knew what the deal was when Space Jam 2 came out. But the minute I seen that film and then I seen like the rumors about MultiVersus, or actually I don't even know if MultiVersus had a name at that point. But the minute I seen like what they were planning, I'm like, there's no way LeBron does not end up in this game. Like, there's just no way, bro.
Crazy that he's here. Like, still, even just seeing him is really weird.
Yeah. Seeing him fight too.
Yeah.
And that's right, friends. Don't forget our list of potential characters at Shacknews as well. So click that link in the chat, okay? We got a whole... I mean, or if you just go to the website and type in MultiVersus. We've been covering everything about it. We have not been shy about our love and admiration for the game. I have a few... I have an article or two in there myself. And, of course, the team at Shacknews, we work around the clock just about to get that stuff out. So, check it out. We love us some MultiVersus here, man.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Almost.
yeah. That's a really good. That's a hard number to hit, though.
Oof. Gotcha.
Like in my opinion, LeBron is like if he is good, he's not gonna be good now. He's like a lab character. You have to like do a bunch of like really hard, tricky combos, and I just right now I don't think people are there yet in terms of like understanding.
For sure.
Because he's like a stance character. Like when you combo with him, it's like okay, like ball, like throw, like you can do like 2 to 3 like ball throws, and then you want to do like some no ball move into a ball move confirm and stuff like that. So he's very unique, and his combo game is very high execution.
For
That's
sure. I think like it's gonna take more time. He's definitely a
Mhm.
character you invest time into. He's like a
Yeah,
ticking time bomb in terms of
the lab rat
viability.
character.
So when you
well,
have players that are going to actually sit down and really commit to labbing him out, then you're going to
Right.
see like how dangerous of a character he actually can be.
well, and I was actually going to ask you that. Do you think he's one of those ones where kind of like how we thought about Steve and well, maybe I don't know if we thought about Steve 100% like this in Smash, but we were like characters, good like just at a very base Smash level, but like once you some of these players really put the thinking cap on, are we going to be screaming Nerf LeBron in a couple weeks?
No, because I don't think he'll be at a point where he over centralizes the meta because he's really niche. I think
Yeah.
specific players or specific types of players are going to be able to do that, and the numbers of LeBrons that are at that level will not be that high.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. Really quick, gentlemen, before I let you guys go, give me your closing thoughts right now on multiverses. Where do we see this game, or where do we want to see this game? Just giving your guys' opinion and just kind of your familiarity with the terrain that you've worked in for the better part of your young man years. Where do we
No
expect to see this
bias.
game?
No
I,
bias.
I say you can be
No
as biased as
bias.
you want. Let's
I'm
hear it.
just being quite honest. I think that this game has the potential to be what League of Legends was for fighting games. What League of Legends is, but for fighting games. I think this game has the longevity and enough content and enough resources to live for a very, very, very long time. And that's
Okay.
really, really exciting because I think that's the fire that Smash needed under its ass to actually
Mhm.
get things together.
I
Yeah.
respect that.
Competition's always good. Like by no means is like one game dominating something just kind of sucks sometimes. Like Smash just dominated the platform fighting genre for so long that they can just do whatever and they'll sell copies. So
Sure.
I think this type of competition is just going to be healthy in general for like the platform fighter, even like the FGC genre, right? Like that whole community umbrella. It competition is just gonna raise the bar for everyone. But in terms of what I think of multiverses particularly, I think it's the future for it's going to be the future for a lot of people, whether it
Okay.
be for content, whether it be for competition, whether it just be how fun it is and just playing it a lot, right? Like I think this game is going to change a lot of people's lives, and I think in terms of everything I've ever wanted for a game, this game just goes right up that avenue. So I'm super stoked. I want to be involved as much things as possible for this game. It's so sick. I love it.
Likewise, my friends. Well, hey, really quick, let them know where to follow you guys at really quick. And yeah, I just want to make sure everybody that's watching this, follows you guys and they show y'all some love as well. You guys are doing a lot of great work, and I feel like the world should know about it.
Thank you. You can follow me, youtube.com. You just search Nakat. For whatever reason, I can't change the URL to just Nakat. So if you just go to the search bar on YouTube, type Nakat, you'll find me. If you want the actual URL, it's Leap of Faith Nakat. But you can also find me on twitter.com /dark Nakat.
Yeah, and for me, you can find me on Twitter at Charles Thoren _. And for YouTube content or anything like educational along those lines, just search up Smash University, and that's where you find all that content.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks, gentlemen. I bid you guys farewell. Farewell. Excuse me. Words are hard. But after all that multiverse, sometimes talking becomes, something else. But yes, friends, thank you both for tuning in and kicking it with us. I got one more little segment piece to do on my own. You and I, all of us, we will wrap and continue this conversation after this broadcast ends. So yes, I will see you guys.
Peace out.
All right,
Later,
peace out.
everybody.
Danny, are you still there? Can we talk?
Yes,
you and me?
sir. I am
You and
here.
us together.
I'm
We got to do some.
I'm loading back in here.
There you are, man. There you are. Alrighty, friends. The esports doesn't just stop there. Of course, we talked a lot about gaming. Denny, of course, was able to, get his word into. Because Denny, I've seen you made a face earlier, and I was like, oh, Denny got something to say about this. He got something to say. Denny made the most of the shit eating, like, oh, here it comes. Like, don't you know I can?
I mean, I get down. I understand the hype right now. The Steam numbers are through the roof. I think there's plenty of potential here. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that towards the potential for the game. There's definitely plenty of hype, but we're not gonna. We're not gonna be acting like Street Fighter, is not still that beast
Right.
that it is. out here in these streets. All right, keep in mind that Sony has major stakes in Evo, and they're gonna push that game to the moon. But
that's right. Oh, did we summon him? He's here. If you're late, we played and everything. You should have got in earlier.
No, I was letting you guys do your things. I was on social clipping everything for you.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw Denny's reaction when that was Bam, right? When Bam said Tekken and Street Fighter are on they need to watch out. I was just like,
well, you know what a Tekken announcement at Evo would do right now? Do you know what kind of crazy numbers?
Let's be real. 2019, last Evo.
Yes.
The fucking hypest crowd in the arena
ever
was for Tekken 7. And I don't even... Look, Street Fighter 5 had some serious pops. I get it. There's recency bias in games media, just in general. And I think that the Smash scene is guilty of that too. But yeah, I think you guys have an opportunity here. I definitely think there's a huge opportunity in MultiVersus. But how are we gonna act like we know anything about Project L right now? We don't. All we know is that Riot has a lot of money. That's the one thing we know, is that Riot has money. But I look to Valorant as an example of the disruption in an esport. Valorant came out. It didn't really hurt CSGO at all. It's very similar to CSGO. It created this... I disagree that Riot Games are polished. But we'll leave that aside. But yeah, I just think it's kind of premature to be saying such things. And I thought Denny's point about MK12, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, or Tekken Tag, 3, there's still hype around all those, and I don't think
coming from the peak of Marvel 3, all right, or side turnies for that game, or
if anything, does this increase the chance that we get an MVC 4? If they're looking at these crossovers, if they're oh, I guess we need to do a crossover. It's not like Capcom's blind to what's happening here. They can release Street Fighter 6 and then an MVC or something down the road that is... It's not going to be the same as MultiVersus. Nothing's going to be the same as MultiVersus. That's the thing. That's where I do think that Bam's point was sound. MultiVersus is very unique. It has WB backing them with a lot of... just a war chest of IP. It's different than Nintendo with Smash. Right. Smash and Nintendo, Nintendo had Piranha Plant that they could trot out for the second to last DLC round. But MultiVersus can last for a long time, and I do think that their business model is sound. So it's really a question about what business model do we think is going to work for fighting games going forward. And it's undeniable. Denny even said it. If it's free, your addressable market's going to be bigger. But people are not going to just be oh, I'm not buying Street Fighter 6. I suck at Street Fighter games. I'm going to buy that shit when it launches. Because I play every fucking Street Fighter game when it launches. That's just how I am.
And those fighters just have something undeniably there that I don't want to take anything away from these new ones that are coming out. But there's just something, not even just nostalgic, but innovatively, Street Fighter is obviously a very sound franchise, but even Street Fighter 6, the aesthetics, the hip hop, the culture, they very much have their ear to the streets. Tekken 7 was a phenomenal experience, so phenomenal that you've talked about it a few times, Austin. We have completely forgot that this game has been out 7 years, and maybe even longer in Japan, because they always do the vanilla version over there, and then we get the VR version, whatever. So it's they definitely know what it takes to stay in the game. It's, of course, the gaming hemisphere is changing because some things can be free to play, but I don't know. I mean, and this is just a Tekken fanboy in me. Tekken is going to be a hard sell for me to put down and pick up Project L. You're not going to be able to make me do that.
No.
So I'm going to play both.
Yeah, because why should you? They're so different.
That's right.
That's when I heard him say that about Tekken, I'm well, that doesn't make any sense. Because, Tekken is nothing like any of these games. So, I think out of them, Tekken really does stand out as, a very, and the other thing you guys kind of left out, and I know it's because Riot has a shit ton of money and Warner has a lot of money. There's already a Capcom Pro Tour. They've already stepped up, and, and like I said, here's the money. And I think
they're
that's,
world games. Tekken has a huge scene, in every country at this point. Mexico was killing it, Japan, of course, and then of course you have the high level play in itself, where people are having to literally like train themselves physically to be able to pull off certain things on a controller, or regardless, because that's just the level of where it's gotten at this point for some of those games, and it's all going to be still a factor. Plus, we still don't know as much about some of these games, even though we've seen reveals. Street Fighter 6 might still continue to add in more. The main thing that people were excited about was that the mechanics are so much different from 5.
I almost strained my eyeballs from rolling them so hard today, because everyone was saying this could be the next League of Legends for fighting games. I'm like, do you guys even know Dota 2 exists? Like, that is the esport. There are all these other esports, and then there's Dota 2 at the top. Acting like League is the number one. Come on.
Well, I think a lot of them, especially
Dota 2, man. You talk about money. That's what this is about. It's about getting the prize pools up, right?
That's right.
That model is flawless. Like, I would love to see MultiVersus take this free-to-play model and take like a season, right? Like, here's buy the season pass, and X amount of dollars from the season pass goes to the prize pool at the end of the season. They do something like that, then this would change the game, like, entirely.
I think we might be getting some of that from Capcom too, though, because they've done that with Street Fighter V this time around, and it worked. So I feel like they're going to lean into that more for the next game.
It does, man. That shit works. I've never seen a more engaged group of players than Dota 2 when the international comes out. Like, that is, I think, the blueprint for a free-to-play game to monetize in a way that benefits the esports community. Like, that's all I'm getting at. Is like, League, they're not really doing that as much. Like, they just have deep pockets because Tencent owns them. Like, Dota is Valve, and they are penny pinchers over there. They don't care about spending money on anything. It's just that Gabe loves Dota 2, and that model is flawless. The in-game spectator things that they do, like, they do some awesome stuff. And I really would love the FGC just to borrow a couple things from it. Because whoever does that first and right, they are in that position to be the game. Right. But man, what the hell is Nintendo doing right now? Like, I just wanted to ask these guys. And I know, like, Nakat was throwing shade at him every time he could. But
that's
like,
why I wish you guys were both on together, because
I wanted to let you guys do your thing.
I
But
know.
There's too many voices. Like, this would have been like an 8-hour show if I joined. So like,
Fair.
I was just like, I'll let you guys do your thing. But yeah, like, if I'm Nintendo, which I'm clearly not, I release Melee remastered with rollback netcode, and I just print money. But that's not what they're gonna do, because they're Nintendo. Yeah. But like, it is baffling. Like, I feel like Nintendo's like the bank robber. They got out. They got the money. They laundered it. They're fine. You know what I mean? So like, okay, MultiVersus, you want to make a couple bucks, go for it. It's like they already made their 1 point whatever billion off of Smash Ultimate.
We're not seeing MultiVersus on Switch.
That's right.
You don't see MultiVersus on Switch. Yeah. And I don't know if that was a MultiVersus decision or a Nintendo decision. I'm really curious.
It's actually a good question. I wanted to, you know what, when I interviewed the gentleman from MultiVersus, there was a part of me where I was just like, you should ask him, is it coming to Switch? Ask him if it's going to come. And I was like, let me not do this because I'm here on somebody else's behalf. I was like, every part of me wanted to be like,
oh, that's like the official Shacknews question, Rod. We ask if everything's coming to Switch. Okay. I literally asked Joe Torado from Master Near for like 4 years. When is this coming to Switch? Like, it became a meme. So that when it actually came out on Switch, I was like, we should do an interview.
Okay, hold on. We might have ourselves a new segment. # when's this coming to Switch?
Yeah, but I think MultiVersus looks... It is great. Like, but, like, come on.
Yeah, it's still...
Are we going to see an exodus of Smash players to MultiVersus?
No. No. I don't think so. I think, well, we may see a good chunk of people jump over, but we don't know how long they're going to stay because of all the fighting game scenes. The Smashers hate losing the most. And what I mean by that is, yes, everybody hates losing, but they take that loss and they internalize it. And they're like, I'm not doing anything else for the rest of my life besides this thing I'm good at. I don't want to try anything new. It's not like traditional fighters where like me and Denny will sit and play Street Fighter and we'll jump over to Tekken and Mortal Kombat. We're just playing because we like fighting games. I think it's really going to take whatever happens at Evo to see where the community is going to go. We've had a lot of great offline experiences, some, official, some community-based, whatever's. That shows that there's a demand for more footage of the game, but we got to see how that IRL tournament goes.
Yeah. No, and it comes down to money. People will show up if those prize pools are high, and that's on Warner Brothers to actually invest in this. But Denny, your point about there's an actual esport over there at Warner Brothers Studios called Mortal Kombat, and that has a tour, and that has prize money. And I think there's going to be this balance where they can't cannibalize their goat, So like, I think
at the same time though, they could set up their own kind of world tour situation where they run both games,
together.
That's true. Like put them back in, together at the same time and put up enough money.
A WB tour.
Because
WB
to be honest,
tour.
like originally there were rumors about there being 2 games in the works. They were working on 2 different projects. So there's a chance that there might be completely different games happening or being, on that end. It might just be dropping, a year apart from each other.
And that would be great because then you're going to have reason for multiple groups of players to show up to your thing. I just think the timing of this is very good for MultiVersus. So I'm not dogging it at all, but I just think
they've had a flawless rollout so far. It's been really solid.
Yeah, but free-to-play games, like, yes, the addressable market is very large, but what percent of those people actually pay money? That is a huge part of the calculus here to determine if it's going to be this huge success or not. Yeah, there's a lot of people playing it, but when the barrier to entry is $0, it's not really hard.
It does help for viewership, though. I mean, you have enough people that are willing to watch because they're playing as well.
The closed beta with the Twitch drops, like all of that was done flawlessly. Like Tony's communication has been great. Like I'm not dogging them at all. I just think like they have a lot of the good things going for them right now. But it's not like Nintendo's dead. It's not like Street Fighter's dead. These games are going to be fine. I think this is going to expand the FGC more than anything.
Even in the Project L side of things, when you have a team-based, fighter like a Marvel, you're gonna get those broken moments where how do they respond to situations where we find an infinite, and that becomes the tournament standard because people are hitting people are gonna figure out the best way to one-shot a character, and are you prepared to balance your game around that in that situation, or let it rip?
That's it. That'll determine if the game lives or if it dies, and they have talented devs over there at Project L and at MultiVersus, so I'm not doubting them, but it's just like we are there. They were writing some checks that cannot be cashed yet on our show today, and I was just like, okay.
They came through with the hot takes.
Bam specifically, his take that Ryu and Ken were better in Ultimate than Street Fighter 5.
I think, well, not like better.
I'll give him Ken at least. Because Ken was a little. He's having some rough times.
That was
as a family man.
That was a Ryu is scolding hot take. That was a scolding hot take. That
look, I've said that on commentary. I was like, look, Ryu and Ken, especially Ryu, is insanely broken in Smash. I mean, he's not like Terry or Kazuya, but he's kind of nuts. Now, maybe let's put it this way. Maybe he's not better, but the matchup spread, of course, is different because there's a different amount of characters and matchups in one game in comparison to the other.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say that Ryu in Smash has a better matchup spread than he does in Street Fighter because Ryu can beat some ass in Smash. That's all.
I know. No, I just thought that was one take. I was just saying that was one take. I'm not judging the takes or anything. I was just saying that was one hot take from Bam, and then the one about Tekken and Street Fighter having to watch their back for these free-to-play games. I was like, hold on now. Like, we're talking about Tekken 7 here, and if they announce Tekken 8 at Evo, that's the announcement of the weekend.
You got Tekken 8 on that Unreal 5 or whatever,
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
Crossplay?
Don't
like,
tease me
rollback?
like that.
rollback, crossplay.
Yeah.
You gotta give me rollback and crossplay at the very least to compete with these free-to-play.
And we're getting a new story that's not around the Mishimas. You know, bruh, it would sell like hotcakes. It would be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so some of these, I think we're like forgetting that these games have huge fan bases. Tekken's very different than every game that we talked about today. I don't think that Tekken is really at risk of anything. Now, if all we have is Tekken 7 for the next 3 years, yes, it could get stale. But is MK Leo competing in MultiVersus?
That I don't know.
He's not.
I haven't seen him tweet anything about it, and when I asked him, he said he wasn't sure. So I don't.
He's not. He's not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for this to be like this is like death blow to Nintendo. Like, you got to start pulling people out of the scene.
Leo, we need like Sandstorm from Brawlhalla. Like, we need all these guys.
I can't remember. Was it Sinatra who left Overwatch League for Valorant? It was like a big deal. I don't know. He got into trouble later, but like,
yeah.
Some people left Overwatch League for Valorant. Some people left CSGO for Valorant. We haven't seen this yet. So, give it some time before we make these grand judgments on it. But yeah, real quick.
To put a team together.
We're officially in Steve Tendo's time.
Yeah.
I accidentally won Cortex a couple times this week on the 29th and the 30th, but 8 Mikey still beat my ass for the week. Dude won the week of July 24th by 104,000 points. He also won the month because this is a big day because we have the day, the week, and the month here. He won the month. God, how much did he win it by? It was stupid. He had 745,716 points. Next best was my brother at 212,700, and then me at 211,178. So if you combine me and my brother, we still got our ass beat by 8 Mikey, who is just out of control at this point. I don't know if anyone can stop him.
He's a madman.
He's got that final boss energy right now.
He's a madman. He's out of control. On the monthlies, you can see a lot of Shackers showed up on our monthly reports now. It seems like Shack Pets is having a little bit of a dip here in usage because we're seeing Shackers who don't use Shack Pets showing up on the monthly standings. But yeah, there's your Cortex Corner for the week. A reminder that Shack Pets exists and is free to play and is cross play.
Okay. LeBron James might show. I seen your comment in the chat. Do you think he's gonna just leave one game and walk in? He might show up in.
Seriously,
in
LeBron's like, August. He's like, look, I've really thought about it. I'm gonna take my talents to Tekken 8. It's just like I could see it, man. I've seen him do it before to Cleveland, twice actually. So it wouldn't surprise me. Also, like, why are we getting excited about Space Jam 2 LeBron James, who isn't even his voice? Did you notice? Not his voice.
It's not his voice.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. There's so many other cooler iterations of LeBron. I need this LeBron, though. That's the one I want. I want the meme LeBron.
People forget about that LeBron, and we can wrap up. 2018 LeBron, I would argue, was the best year of his entire career. He hit more game-winning shots in the playoffs than I've ever seen. He missed the least amount of games in his 30s that he had. He carried that donkey of a Cavs team to the finals. Like, it was a bad, bad team. That was the team where we traded Kyrie for a ham sandwich. I don't know if you remember that. But yeah, I
want to be able to beat the crap out of people with, LeBron stats. Just pull out, his assists and just hit people with it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, 2018 Bron was something. I'm not a big fan of Space Jam 2. It was horrible.
It wasn't. It was.
But this player first game studio is awesome. Yeah. That's really, at the end of the day, that's what I really want to say is they're kicking ass. They should be very proud of themselves.
They care.
Yeah, they care, and that's super different than Smash. Once they're done with their final balance patch, that's it. It's good luck, kids. This is your meta. Figure it out.
Yeah. Player first games cares, and friends, we certainly care over here at Shacknews. I think with that, we certainly have to wrap because we
got Steve coming up.
Yeah, we got Steve Tendo coming up, and also my AC is broke. If you cannot tell, I am a sweaty.
Oh, jeez, look at the hoodie. This is sweating through the sweatshirt.
Listen, I sweated through literally. I had a gamer moment this morning. I sweated through literally all my shirts, and then I was like, "Fuck, it's time to do the show." All right, throw this on real quick. And then it wasn't until I turned the PlayStation on and then had the TV up and everything that I was like, all right, I'm starting to cook.
This man is bacon in there.
I'm baking,
I mean,
but
maybe a T-shirt next time.
I know.
Also black. You don't really like. I could be pitted out right now. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I'm definitely in Rocky when he's running up the stairs mode and he's sweaty and stuff. That's me. But yes, keep it locked right here.
Get to training on Shack Pets.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe LeBron James will show up there. Who knows? But yeah, if we do, I'll make this promise. If we ever get LeBron James for Shack Pets, the voice actor will actually be LeBron James.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here
but
first.
We're not.
Yeah.
All right, we're headed out. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching. That was an interesting show.
For sure. We'll see y'all again next week.
Stay tuned for Steve Tendo.